Hello, everybody. We are live. Welcome to our second, and I'm probably not even sure, maybe the last live event we're going to be doing on this really, really cool technology we want to talk about called Talking Photos and also how to use it. Today, it's going to be all about how do you create a video from a photo, yes, but also a talking video. And basically, let's say you have a song, how do you make that song, have somebody sing it? And also, or if you wanted to actually create a longer length video of a photo talking, right, with animations and stuff like that. Now, why this is so powerful is that video is 85% to 90% of all the communication online right now. So if you can create a video off of a simple photo, that means effectively you have all kinds of creativity at your fingertips, right? So what do we mean by that really? Let's talk about that. We'll be showing some examples today, specifically step by step and stuff like that. But in a nutshell, let me show you this example here. This is what we mean by talking photos, and we'll go a step further with hand movements and emotions and stuff like that that you can control. So let's talk about that right now. So this is an example of a talking photo where a photo can now talk.
Imagine this: your own photos or any AI generated image brought to life as talking videos in all languages. Yes, with Talking Photos, it's not only possible, it's easy. Picture your favorite photos coming alive with realistic speech and expressions. And here's the kicker: you can even make the photos sing. That's right, it's a total game changer. Elevate your storytelling. Turn music tracks into singing videos with your preferred human or cartoon avatars. Transform any AI-generated photo into talking video clips. The possibilities are endless.
Want to reach a global audience? No problem. With our multi-language support, you can create videos in various languages and connect with people all over the world. Our powerful text-to-speech integration converts your written text into natural-sounding speech. Just type in your text and let our AI do the rest. But we're not done yet. Enhance your videos by integrating them directly into your Video Express generated content. Add background music, sound effects, transitions, and captions to make your creations even more captivating and immersive.
Your photos will come alive like never before. Add dynamic facial expressions, precise lip movements, and eye blink with our advanced technology. And the best part, you can even remove, change, and customize backgrounds behind your characters to add your personal touch. Download your videos in full HD quality as MP4 video files. Share them anywhere and watch as jaws drop. Get Talking Photos now to transform your memories, reach a global audience, and create magic with just a few clicks.
Pretty cool, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
We will be checking the questions today, and we're going to be giving away some prizes as well, okay, for those who are
yes,
attending. So it's going to be pretty exciting overall. But this is going to be more education focused as well, to show you exactly how to create these videos to get results, right? It's all cool. Yeah, wow. I can animate a photo. I can make it speak. I can do the cartoon, 3D, 2D, human-like, and all that. All sounds great, but how do you actually get traffic leads and sales? Or let's say you're building it to great engagement, right? Build a social media following, whatever the case might be. How do you do it? That's what will be the focus today on this training session. Okay, it's going to be crisp and also going to help you really look at things in a way that you've never thought before. Okay, so we'll be checking your questions as well. So let's say, for example, I'm seeing all these questions here. Bob said he missed yesterday, right? Well, that's why you're here today, Bob, so that you don't miss out today, right? So we are completely live. So we're checking all these things here, right? You came in yesterday, you want to come in today because we're going to be talking about new content today that we didn't share yesterday as well, specifically on how to get better quality outputs, right? Now, since we actually started yesterday, I want to kind of show our Facebook group where people are posting all kinds of really cool projects
yeah.
as well. So let me share my screen real quick. Then we'll share
Can you hear
how
me?
they're creating it, right?
My
So I'll share it. I'll share the screen.
okay.
Let me do that. And then you should also share some other cool projects that we're building and stuff like that as well. So here,
Exactly.
this is one Reed just did 19 minutes ago right here. So this is somebody created with Santa and then is talking, right? This is an example. Pretty cool. And then this is another one Reed posted, which is really nice, like here. And this is one Barbara did, right? Pretty cool, right? You see this. And this is more like people who just started using the application like a few minutes ago, or some cases an hour ago or so. We'll show you some advanced ways to do it as well. So this is Billy, right? What he did is created like a 3D cartoon character here. Now, what you could also do is, you see what he did here, conversational style, right? One person talks, then moves to another person, then another person replies back, right?
Exactly.
So there's another one, right? So you can create videos like this as well. We'll show you how to do this type of a video today with
Yes.
voiceover. How do you create the character here? In this case, a blonde girl or whatever, 3D style. We'll show you how to add the perfect voice to it. How do you rotate from one to the other? So that way there's that transition. Show you all that other cool stuff here, okay?
And we'll also show you like the perfect prompts to get
Mm-hmm.
those perfect front facing camera looking photos, photorealistic videos basically, that works perfect with lip sync and all that. So yeah, it's going to be
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
exactly. So this is another one here that was created by Bridget. Pretty cool, of somebody singing. It's a song basically. So here's another one. Pretty cool. Right there. Um, and then there's another one here. There's this one here. And this one I want to show you. Really cool about this. This is the vertical video, right? What we like to call 9 by 16. This is for like shorts. You see, even here, you see it says short video on the top. If people can carefully see it. So this is a different people will see this. Like, so for example, people on mobile devices will see this as a priority. That's how social media platforms work, right? TikTok videos and all that kind of stuff. This one is more like a cartoon educational style video for dyslexia and social inclusion project. Pretty cool. This is one right here. Again, a short video created by Lakea. Pretty cool. This is one as well by Nandu. Pretty cool here. So we're going to show you how to create these and why this is so powerful. And here, if you notice as well, on this video, there's not much movement on the eyes and stuff. We'll show you how to add that, right? So these are little details, right? Matters as well for realism. We'll talk about that as well. This one right here is my first attempt with Jignesh. Pretty cool. Um, and this one was Mazzini. Like, look at that one. There's a lot of head movement. So you see that's looking pretty good, right? Two people talking, pretty nice. So I'll show you how to create a video like this one. This is nice. I like this one. Right. So our highs are a little bit off. We can still fix that too. I'll show you that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and we are 100% live, by the way, guys.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You're live. So PA Solberg. Yeah, we are live. Okay. All right. Okay. Excellent. All right. So basically, we're going to be talking about examples like this. Okay.
exactly.
Now, this was the part, right? Where do I find Yash's prompts and instructions that is bonus? So we're going to be talking about that as well right now. So what we're going to do is the exact prompts to use to get photos like this created. You see how it's centered, perfectly aligned, and all that. We're going to be talking about that right now,
Exactly.
specifically how to create videos like this one. And also, by the way, if you see that the question was instructions on it. So today we're going to show you the prompts to use, and then we're also going to show you how to get access to that bonus we have on exactly what prompts to type in. It's basically like a Google Doc. Will give you that. That should be sent over to you in 24 to 48 hours after purchase of Talking Photos AI. But in any event, we'll walk you through this step by step today so that you can do it right along with us, basically collaboratively, right? So that's the basic idea. Right now, the other
Also,
question that I wanted to answer here, real quick, is people are asking, "What about the hand movements thing you spoke about yesterday, Paul?" Right. So we'll talk about that as well. So as I mentioned earlier, yesterday, for those who didn't show up or are there too, basically we are working on a Talking Photos application, which is going to be publicly going live in about 3 to 4 weeks. Now, what that allows you to do is, if I open this up, right? So like a photo like this one, right? Or any photo you bring in, it allows you to create hand movements and talking for a photo. So right now, what's happening with the technology that is available as of today in the marketplace, when you have a photo to talk, which does well too, by the way, okay, which does well too, you have basically the eyes moving and the lips talking, right? No hand movement. So now with the new technology, which we've basically cracked, nobody else has cracked it, you can actually create videos like this. So meaning you convert a photo like this one to a video like this.
Picture this, taking a plain, lifeless photo and turning it into a full-body talking video that wows everyone. That's exactly what you get with Talking Photos AI. I'm not just moving my lips. I'm nailing the sync with the audio, and my gestures? Spot on, just like a pro spokesperson. But wait, there's more. You can upload your own photo and swap faces with any avatar in the app to create incredibly realistic talking videos. It's like turning a photo into a living, breathing presentation.
All right, so this is an example where she's talking about like you can swap a face and stuff, but you can also basically bring a photo in and then add those hand movements, right? And the idea is that what we're going to do is this feature right here, and the Talking Photos application itself will basically have this going live in about 3 to 4 weeks. So if you get in today, you lock in a 50% discount. So those who missed out, that was basically the idea here. And I'll give you the link in just a second, but this can apply across other types. This isn't seating down. So let's say, for example, I wanted to do it where she's standing up like so. Let's say this is another example. Oops, let me zoom this in. Yeah, standing up. You see her hand on the left is basically not even visible, like you see there. If I zoom in, right? So what if you want to make her hand movements and stuff like that happen? You can do it too for this one. Or for that matter, let's say we have something where she is not exactly straight, facing slightly. So it's just bent like so, right? What if you want to add that to speak? Well, you can do that. So let me give you an example.
Full body talking video, created with Talking Photos AI. I started with a static photo and turned it into this video, where my lips perfectly sync with the audio and my hands move like a professional spokesperson. You can upload your own photo and swap faces with any existing avatar in the app to create lifelike talking videos from static images.
All right, pretty cool, right? So while she's talking, I just want to give you some backdrop here. So you see how she's holding her hands like this, she's moving them and all that. So basically the way this will work is we're going to give you some emotions to pick from and some styles to pick from for the hands, like say some waving style, or say thumbs up style or whatever. You pick it and then automatically any photo will have those hand animations, which no other application can do with perfect lip sync, obviously, right? So that's the general approach. I'll show you another example, and then we'll go into step by step on first of all, how do you get access to the application, and then also what are you doing right now when you go in, how do you use it effectively? Okay, so basically the last example I wanted to show you, and then we'll show some other ones at the end as well, is well, because I'm showing too many right now, so let me show you this one. So this one is like your everyday person wearing a suit. This one right here, right? So it's like your standard photo, right? Pretty much wearing a suit and stuff like that. So we want to create a talking video for this one, right? This is how it looks like. Again, it's going to be much better than this. I just quickly created this internally with our team, right?
Transform a simple photo into a stunning, full-body animated video, just like the one you're watching now. That's the jaw-dropping magic of Talking Photos AI. Not only do my lips sync flawlessly with the audio, but my gestures and hand movements are so lifelike, they add a whole new level of emotion and authenticity to the message.
All right, so something like this, right? So now I just wanted to kind of quickly show you. So the basically, if you get the Talking Photos AI, I'll put up the link right now on my screen, if I can, that is. Basically, is that if you get in this link right now, so I'll put up the link right now for those who want to get it. For those who were here yesterday, great, because we're going to be removing this soon. So if you get this talkingphotos.ai/go, you go into this page, you get the option to get talkingphotos.ai for just $87 one-time payment for lifetime access, no upsells, no downsells, any of that shenanigans. Or if you want a 14-day free trial, you want to test drive it, and then after that 14 days, it's $49 payment after 14 days one time, and then 30 days later, meaning 45 days from now, another $49 for $98, slightly more expensive, but that's another option that you have to get it. Now, this application is going to be fully finished in about 3 to 4 weeks, but we want to take your feedback in and make it better and better. So I'll open up the application, how it looks like right now. So basically, this is the application. We're still working on finalizing it. So we're taking your feedback in, and what we're going to do is we're going to release it in 3 to 4 weeks. And I'll show you what you can use right now when you get access to it. Because of the fact that you're getting into the early bird and helping us give us feedback and test it, you get a straight 50% discount, right? Normally, we would have priced it at $170 or so. And now you don't have to pay that much. You're going to pay $87 and you get it. And obviously, the goal here is not to make any money here or profit here. We don't make any profit out of it. But the goal here is that once we actually get you in and we improve this, take your feedback in, right? We can actually mold the application based on your feedback and make it as great as possible, right? That is the general idea. That is the goal here. That is what we are trying to achieve. And that is the basic way where we had feedback where somebody suggested yesterday as well, where you should put moods in here, right? So I can say sad, happy, whatever, and I pick it. Then the person's emotions, like if it's sad, it's like, oh, I'm so sad. That is the expression, right? If somebody's really excited, the eyebrows are moving up. And they're like excited, the hand movements are a lot more, right? So that is something we're going to be adding in because we're collaboratively building it. And it's better you do it in the beginning than to do it later on, because what happens is once you build the application fully, the flow is done. It's very difficult to add things in later, right? Because it changes the entire system. You got to redo all the tutorials. You got to redo everything. Similarly, one of the other suggestions came in was, Paul, if I put a script in, right, I just want to have the script automatically create the talking video and also the hand movements and stuff based upon what I put in the script, right? So let's say I'm talking about happiness, sadness, whatever. If somebody's talking about depression or anxiety assistance or counseling, you don't want like an excited person talking about it, right? So you can do that. That's what something we're working on as well. And the other thing as well was people are like, okay, I want the ability to have different emotions and styles with the hand movement, right? Right now I showed you some examples, but what if you can pick a few? So we're going to be having tons and tons of these options where you can pick, okay, I like this style of hand movements. I like this style of emotions and head movements and stuff. You click it, you upload a photo, you're good to go. The other thing we're doing, which came across with the feedback we got yesterday as well, so I'll actually show you this real quick, is this one. So the idea is basically you upload one photo, and then what if you give it a prompt? I want myself like an astronaut costume, or I want myself wearing a suit because I don't have a suit photo in like a red color suit or whatever. Or let's say I want myself like, or any photo having a doctor's clothing or whatever, or let's say nurse clothing or something like that, right? So you can put the prompts and you can generate. But what's unique here that's never been done before is we will make sure that the format of the video, photo will always come in perfectly. So as an example, so you see this right here, this photo will always do better if you're converting it into a spokesperson because it's straight facing, lighting is perfectly on the face. And also there, like if you see right now in my video, it's not perfect lighting because I have some sunlight coming into this side, there's some darkness here. Sometimes that can give a lower quality output when you're trying to create videos, right? So what we'll do is no matter what, you give us one photo in about 10 to 15 seconds, what will happen is basically you're going to be able to generate perfect outputs like this from a bunch of prompts effectively, right? Like this is another example, right? Or let's say, for example, like this one, right? Or whatever the case might be, including the backgrounds and stuff, because one of the problems people face when it comes to AI hallucinates, right? And I'll give you an example of what I mean by AI hallucinates, okay? Because people kind of always make a mess of it, right? So let me actually show you. So this is an example. I'll show you. So where this was one of the systems.
Taking an ordinary photo and turning it into a lively, full body video, just like the one you're watching now. That's the wonder of Talking Photos AI.
So I'll mute the audio here real quick. So you see her dress there. You see that that AI is getting hallucinating because it's thinking the background and the foreground looks the same, right? So this is a common thing with all AI applications out there, where users generally, of no fault of your own, you want to just create a video, just make it easy for me, right? Like I'll upload one photo, I'll tell it, okay, make me one with a suit or this costume or whatever, and just make me talk. Like I'll pick the hand movement styles or whatever, and it should be done in just a few seconds, right? I don't want the process to be like, oh, I want the lighting to be perfect. I want the setup to be good. I need it to be bokeh effect where the background has to be blurred. I need the camera settings to be ISO 400 or whatever, blah, 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 right? It messes up the whole workflow because people are just sitting there thinking, I don't know where to even begin, right? So with the process here that I explained to you, you don't have to worry about that, right? With this idea here of always having a perfect output for that photo you generate. Okay, this is again from your feedback, we're including this in, so that way always, right, 99% of the time it's going to be perfect, the output, regardless of you making a mistake, or let's say you are not a prompt expert where you have to put a bunch of these prompts in and stuff. So this is also something that will be as well, right? So now the Talking Photos application, as I mentioned before, will be available in about 3 to 4 weeks. Now, since you're getting it right now, there are some features you get access to right away inside the Video Express application. Okay, so if you have the Video Express application and you get this, you'll automatically see the features. We'll show you where it is. We'll walk you through the process right now and stuff like that in just a second. But what I wanted to actually show you right now is basically, as a starting point, it's a good idea for you to create videos with all these hand movements and stuff like that in the next week or two to get a hang of it. Because once you get with the hand movements and stuff, it'll give your videos an even higher quality output, and of course an even bigger output quality, right? Like, meaning you're gonna get better results with them. So that is the basic idea. Okay, am I clear on that? Let me know in the chat box if everything is clear so far, because what I'm going to show you right now is, first of all, you can get the Talking Photos AI application, as I mentioned before, right now. And because you're getting it basically before the app is fully with the hand movements and stuff ready, you can get a 50% discount, but you're going to have some of the features, right? The talking photo features, and also the background removal feature, like this one right here. We can change the background of the video and stuff like that, already available inside Video Express. Now, if you don't have Video Express, what we'll do is we'll give you a basic Video Express account with the lip sync feature so you can test it out. And then once the Talking Photos application gets ready fully in about 3 to 4 weeks, basically we'll replace that with the Talking Photos AI application, because Video Express, what we want to do is make it more like if you will, Pika Labs, Runway ML, OpenAI, Sora kind of application, right? So that's the goal there. So basically that way you can test drive the actual ability to create videos right out of the gate, right? With lip sync and stuff like that, what we showed you earlier, right? So what we'll do is we'll show you how to create videos like this one right here. Okay, right now, check this out.
Studying
And
for
I'll
exams.
check this one.
One evening, feeling worn out, she sat on the rooftop with her mom, Alice, watching the sunset.
Mom, why does the sun go away?
Sophie asked. Alice smiled gently.
The sun sets to let the moon shine. Everything needs rest.
Sophie pondered.
Does the sun need rest like us? Yes.
Even the sun needs breaks to stay strong and bright.
Sophie understood.
So breaks make us brighter too?
Exactly.
Alice hugged her. From then on, Sophie studied in parts and took breaks. Rest helped her learn better and appreciate balance.
All right, cool. So some questions here. Can I use my own voice as well? Yes, you can upload your own voice as well to do the lip sync videos. So let's say for any of the videos you want to add lip sync, like this one right here, you want to add your own voice or whatever, like this one.
Businesswoman was
Right?
stressed about marketing.
And you wanted to have her speak and stuff like that with your voice, you can, okay? So the way you can do this, basically, I'll show you in my screen right now. And then Yash is going to go more in depth on it in just a second, how to go about doing it and stuff like that, is basically you go in, let's say create, and then you want to do talking photos, right? Click on this one right here. You can either select an image or you can create from prompt or whatever, doesn't really matter. Let's say you want to select an image. Right now, by the way, a lot of people yesterday asked, like, can I have the ability to put any folder? Because before, it would only pick, I think, my AI images folder. So we updated this morning and create a new folder. So let's say I want to do talking photo folder or whatever. I can do that, and I can pick it off of that now, okay? Instead of just one folder you were stuck in, okay? Anyway, the point is, like, if any of these images right now, let's say you want to use for talking, right? Let's say I like this one right here. I choose. So let's say this is the one, right? So now what you could do when you click on create human talking video, here you see where it says import audio on the top. That is where you can upload your own voice, okay? Basically, to answer your question, Oz, right? That we can do. Or you can do text to speech. You can even record your own voice as well here. And it perfectly syncs. You don't have to worry about it at all, okay? Now, the other question that came in as well is that,
I think,
yeah, go ahead, Yash.
yeah, about that feature where people can
Yeah.
People can upload it, from their, like, people, basically the folder, you know,
Right. Yeah,
like,
that's what I was
their
trying to
own folder.
explain. So in order to upload your own photos, so what you could do, you go into media library, okay? Like what you see right now. Okay, let me actually put this thing right here actually. So you go to media library and you see this right here in their my media here, this section right here. Here you can put a folder. Let's say I want to create a folder, right? So let's say I want to say 3D, let's say weight loss was my not market or whatever, right? I'll create that here under that 3D weight loss folder. I can click on upload file. You can upload any bunch of images here. You
Yeah,
can upload mid-journey images, artistly images, or any images of your choice which you created from any application into this right here.
exactly,
And then when you added them in, basically once you've done so, you go back and you go to create with AI. Talking photos is the option, which is going to be
exactly,
activated for you right away. You click on this, and then you click on select an image, and then you can go to your folder and then
exactly.
basically that's the
So,
basic idea.
wanted to let you know, guys, that some users were not seeing the folder other than my AI images. You will be able to see other folders that you create with your own images. And yes, it works in Hindi and other languages as well. And yes, you can upload your own voice as well. So, and Paul, another thing that I wanted to know, that the videos that we have talked about, hand movements and all that, right? It shows some gestures and everything, right? We have an entire pipeline of multiple gestures, not repetitive gestures, right? Like one or two,
Yeah,
right?
basically.
Yeah.
So this was the question that came in as well. Yeah, I see it. So the idea is, so let's put this screen real quick.
Forget the
So you see
expensive
here.
camera.
So how you know how she's moving her hands and she's moving her feet, right?
All right. I think. Can you hear me?
Moving her hands and she's moving it, right? All right, cool. Right. So basically, we're gonna get professional folks, right, in the studio to create the hand movements and styles and ways around it, and then I will do professional prompting behind the scenes. So for you, it'll be like, okay, you want emotion, happy, sad, whatever, or you want hand movements to be a lot more hand movements, right? You can pick the options, and then it will actually have the photo have those animations, right? And because it's
Exactly.
such a brand new technology and it's being never been done before, we need your feedback to make it better and better. So what we'll do over the coming days is I'll collaboratively work with you and be like, okay, this is a variation. What do you guys think? And that sort of thing. And we'll be adding that in because you got to do it before you build it, like I mentioned, to give it a better output. And because of that, because you're going to be helping us out with your feedback and that sort of thing, what will happen is basically it'll be the best application possible. And because of that, you get a straight 50% discount right now if you go to talkingphotos.ai/go, because we've never sold anything for like less than 150, 170 bucks in the past. It's like $87 is ridiculous, especially because to create videos like this, you need very high-end NVIDIA AI servers, right? Which is just something that is super expensive right now. For us alone, it costs like $60,000 a month right now. And that's the reason why a lot of people cannot even offer something like this for any price. I mean, you'll see credits and limitations and all that kind of stuff. What our goal is to help you here, to help us make it the best technology possible, and you benefit, we benefit. It's a win-win for everybody, right? So anyway, you can go there right now. So one thing we want to talk about right now
Okay.
is how do we create videos with what's available right now for you to do? We'll get to that in just a second. And also
Exactly.
the other point as well that I want to mention here is when you're talking about results, right? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. So I have a photo and I'm creating a video out of it. Well, Mr. Beast and these YouTubers and all these people have tons of budget, like they have hundreds of thousands of dollars that they spend in a video. How can I compete with them, right? And also, more importantly, if I'm trying to create different types of videos, people with the face, the brand will always do better than, let's say, somebody without having their face on. I just want to tell you that's kind of wrong, okay? Because there's one issue with people when they put a face on it, they become their own enemy in a way, right? Like I'll tell you why. So if I'm gonna create a video trying to serve pregnant women, I'm not the right spokesperson for that, right? Because it's mostly women wanted to know from another woman, right? Moms want to know from another would-be moms, let's say. Or let's say I'm trying to create a video on, let's say, a hip replacement or knee replacement. I'm not the target market. So if I'm speaking about it instead of somebody who's an older gentleman or elderly gentleman, right, it'll be more possibly more attractive, and we call that attractive character, right, to get the story through. And similarly, if I'm trying to create stories from the past, let's say the Bible stories, or if I wanted to do educational content for children, right, and kids, that would be in a 3D cartoon format would be better. We'll show you some examples on that, simply because of the fact that people are more accustomed to that, right? Like children's stories are all mostly in cartoons, right? Similarly, we look at the ancient videos from ancient Egypt and stuff, mostly animated content, because it's not like there were cameras back then, right? So when you think about it, these videos, these faceless videos, we like to call them, actually do really well because of the fact that you can churn them out quickly. See, because the name of the game right now is actually, can I get it out there as quickly as possible, and can I do it in a very interesting and exciting way? That's what we're going to be showing you today as well. So yeah, without any further delay, let's do that. Let's discuss. And you'll be
All
having
right,
questions. I'll be chiming in, folks. Okay, and
100%.
basically be talking about it. One question: Our studio, can I make unlimited videos? Yes. If you get in right now, you can create unlimited videos at this point in time. And if you have any questions, keep posting them as well as we go along, right? And now, the other point is that I want to mention real quick is the Talking Photos application is a standalone solo application, right? As I mentioned, it's going to be up in 3 weeks' time, because you're getting it early before everybody else. You're getting a straight 50% discount, which will not be available to anybody else, right? And we'll be closing this down permanently in about a few days' time, probably early next week. So that means effectively, if you snooze and you lose, you're going to come up paying double the amount of money with credits and a lot of other limits. What we want to do is have you help us out to make this the best technology possible, right? So basically, to answer a couple of questions, where Paul, I already have Video Express. Do I need to get it? Yes. I already have Artistly. Do I get it? Yes, because Artistly is the best AI image generator, right? Video Express is the best AI text to video maker. Talking Photos is the best talking photo spokesperson style video maker, right? You, like I mentioned this constantly. Sometimes people don't get it. Like if I have a pen, right? I want this pen to be the best pen possible. I don't want to turn this pen into a toothbrush. I don't want to turn this pen into 3-in-1. It's a toothbrush, it is a pen, and also maybe it's a comb. Not going to work, right? It doesn't do a good job in either of them, right? That's why if you see, you have Microsoft Word, you'll have Microsoft Excel, and you'll have Microsoft PowerPoint, whatever it might be, different applications that can have its own ecosystem developed. Will they be integrated together? Of course. For different use cases, they'll be integrated in, and that's what makes them so powerful, because we have a team developing all these and bringing them together, right? So now, let's say you got Talking Photos AI. Let's say you got the application right now in your fingertips. You have it access to right now. Most of you guys and gals already have access to it right now, right? So now, what do you do? Like, okay, what's the first step you do? So we're going to be talking about that right now, okay? So how do you create videos that sell, videos that engage audiences, and videos right now where literally you're seeing traffic, leads, and sales come in faster than ever before, without you ever being in front of the camera, without you ever, in many cases, right, even speaking anything, because you can use text to speech, which is as lifelike, and without even knowing the language, because you can create multilingual videos as well. So Yash, I'll give you the floor. Go ahead, let's discuss, and I'll also chime in and bring some questions as well, because I know you wanted to show some really cool examples.
Wonderful. Awesome, guys. So just confirm my voice is all good, right?
Yes.
Awesome, cool, perfect. So I'll be sharing my screen, and without getting into detail, I'll just explain in brief what are we going to cover. Right, there are three things that I'm going to cover. Right, is the unannounced bonus number one that you got yesterday, and I'm going to give you two more bonuses today. Right, so the bonus that we gave you yesterday basically helps you create like what we saw in demo, how you can create that video using what you got. Right, now that was 3D style, 3D animated, right? Today, as another bonus, I will give you a step-by-step prompt templates and guides for perfect photorealistic, like real human style videos. And number three is I'll be also giving you all the prompts for all the videos that you've seen in the demo that we have showed you yesterday, that you're seeing on the landing page and everywhere, so that it will help you all the way, right? So first of all, this is the I'm going to share my screen. Please confirm if you can see it. Can you see this?
Not
Is my
yet. So let me see. Let me add it in. Yeah.
Yeah, can
Here.
you? All right, perfect. So, guys, this is the number one. All the Paul and our team will be sending you all these details, a nicely organized email and in the portal as well. So you don't need to worry about it. Okay. So this is the number one bonus. Okay. All the images that you saw and the videos that you saw in the demos, here are all the prompts for them. Okay, don't worry about that. Now you might be wondering, Yash, what if I want to do something on my own? What is the custom? How can I customize it? How can I generate it? How can I do it on my own? So let's get into that.
Yash, let's put this in this Google Doc into the chat as well for now. Yeah. For the
uh
guys who are here. And
okay,
we'll also email you this, folks, okay, in the next 24 to 48 hours
exactly.
as part
Yeah,
of our
we will
document.
put that. You will put that in the chat. I'll send it to you, Paul. You can add that in the
Yeah, send it to
chat.
me as well. Yeah.
Yep, I
I'll put
sent
it.
you in Skype. Yep.
Okay,
All right,
excellent.
perfect, awesome. So now I will talk about the photorealistic videos, like human style videos that works perfectly with lip sync, so you don't have to worry about if the guy is like, away from the video, is not perfectly centered. I'll show you how you can generate your own prompts and what is the template that you need to follow step by step. All right, so this is the base photorealistic prompt that I want you to follow. So everyone uses ChatGPT. So I'm just gonna take that example. Okay. So all you have to do is go here, copy this base prompt, okay, and just type it here, right? Comment, copy it, paste it like this. Now, what we are telling it, hey, can you please, okay, so can you please generate me, act as if you are a human character design expert, and can you please give me some character ideas, right? Now, what you might face that you will get those prompts, you'll get these kind of prompts in bullet lines. You don't have to worry about that. You just need to state it that, okay, please generate it in the same format. Okay, and the format starts like this. And this is, just so you know, guys, this is for the real humans. I'll show you how you get that, how then you convert this text into a video. I'll just show you in a bit, but this is where it starts, right? Selfie portrait, stuff like that. Copy it and then go here. So that basically what you're doing is you're reinforcing it to generate it in the same style, right? Like this is the style we want. We don't want it in bullet points, we want it in a perfect paragraph. All right, now let's take, because I've already got some examples and ideas for you, right? We're going to take from there as well. We got multiple, let's take from here, right? Why not? So mm,
What
let's
I
take,
noticed interestingly here, you see that the word selfie photograph, right? So,
yep,
folks, just keep an eye on that, right? So, what I mentioned here, how we are moving our applications when it comes to AI generation of videos and stuff like that, is we wanted to make it simpler to write prompting. And as I said, the next update of Video Express will have the next generation of video making and also, the frames making
yep.
process, and that basically will make this process even more easier. But when you say selfie portrait, right, what happens when somebody's doing a selfie, right? They open up their phone and they're putting it right here, automatically the image is centered and it's a selfie. People are not like putting selfie like this, right? They're not doing a phone like this. So basically keep that in mind. So I'll make a note for you folks in the comments as well, for you here. Is basically this idea. You can go ahead, Yash. I'll make a note to
All
always
right,
include selfie photograph into your prompts. Go ahead.
awesome. Yeah. So let's take, so then now you can play with it. You can say, please give me idea for female characters, right? We'll talk about that. But let's say I want to take this, right? Anything, right? So copy it. Step number one, go inside your Video Express account. Okay. Click on create with AI, right? You can go with create from prompt or talking photos. This is the best. So just go here, talking photos, create from prompt. Okay, you type whatever you copied it, just paste it here. Make sure the type that you have selected is human and generate it. And now your mind will be blown away with the kind of image that it will generate. The perfect image that works for your video, perfectly centered, perfectly aligned, like that, right? So now to add the lip sync on them, well, you can click on talking photos, click on create talking video, and just give it your script and do the job. So let's just give it a script, right? Hi, we are live on YouTube and Facebook. All right, cool. So all right, now that's the thing. We're gonna use Nancy's audio here. And okay, another thing, people are getting confused that okay, my video is not being generating. This create talking video button is not. I can't click on it, right? So don't worry about that, guys. What you need to do, you need to click on first import the speech, right? So basically, what you're doing is you're taking the script and turning it into audio for the system to catch it. Okay, so make sure every script, every time you change the script, you click on import speech so that it takes that text, converts it as an audio so that the image can take it, and then click on create talking video, and your video is in the generation mode and will be ready in few seconds inside your my AI videos tab. Well, let's just do some more examples. So I like doing it. So let's do a woman photograph again, like fashion designer. We'll do some male examples as well. So now control A, okay, delete that. Oops, sorry. Command A, whatever it is, and then generate the image, right? Now, just wait for a few seconds while it's generating, and then you'll get a perfect video, sorry, perfect image that will work perfectly with lip syncs and animations and stuff like that, right? Now you see that, and then you can click on create talking video, just like this. Change your voice. Now, people are saying that what is the length, right? So what is the maximum length? So I wanted to explain you what is the maximum length and where, so that you don't get confused, right? So as you get in, your criteria will automatically be upgraded to 300 seconds. That is almost 5 minutes per clip. Yes, this is not a final video you're creating, right? Because once all the videos that you have created will be inside your media library, right? And when you go to my AI videos, you will have all your videos like this, and you can drag and drop, combine multiple clips like 5 minutes each, and you can create a full length video like that. So wanted to tell you that don't get confused. It's not just 5 minutes per video, it's 5 minutes per scene. So let's say, for example, it's a scene, meaning you have a 5 minute long audio vocal music, right? So that's what you need to think about. That's what you need to know, right? So we got a video there. We'll just post it, and then there you go.
Hi, we are live on YouTube and Facebook.
Like that, right? Perfect lip sync, and the hand movements and the background movement as well. Now the question is, Yash, that is nice, but I wanted for my story. I wanted for my, like I've got a story and I wanted a perfect, consistent character and all that. It doesn't work properly with that. Well, there's a hack for that, and I want to show you that quick hack as well. Okay, for the photorealistic, and then we'll quickly move to the 3D styles as well. Okay, so as you've noticed, the background has been pretty similar for these, images, right? So what you need to do is, because it just gave you the prompt for the basic background. So what you need to do is, there's a document that you will get, okay, in 3 simple steps. First, you get the story, then you convert those story into the characters, right? And then you put those character into the scene. Don't worry about that. I'll show you what I mean by that, right? But before that, I want to show you more thing what you can do with the prompts, right? Now you can do is, please give me idea of characters in different cultures, okay, different cultures and different scenes, like a mountain, village, etc. And please give me 10 ideas, right? So 10 ideas, 20 ideas, 100 ideas to you. So just randomly, I just say, and then say you got the Japanese samurai, in the Japanese village with the cherry blossom trees, crazy Indian village women. Let's try that, right? African, so multiple variety, and then you can add multiple voices in different languages with this, so you don't have to worry. A lot of people are asking that, can we create videos Indian language, Hindi language, Spanish, German. Yes, you can. Let me show you. Okay. So let's take this Indian example first. Okay. So you copy this, you go to Video Express. Don't worry about that. This is the bonus number third, fourth, and you will get that. We will put this in the chat as well for you to instantly access it, and you will also get it inside your dashboard as well, and through the email. Okay. So again, process is very simple, guys. Create with AI, do talking photos, create from prompt, put the prompt, image. Now, guys, I'll give you full freedom here. You can play with human style and photorealistic. It does the it's like 5 to 10% difference in the images. So it's up to you, whatever you like it that time and that moment, whichever gives you the kind of video you want, you can use that, right? So I just follow that. So okay, so what did we do here? Okay, so this is the like that, right? Perfect, right? And then I can just again click on talking photos and then talking video, change the language, come to Hindi. Okay, Hindi. Where is the Hindi? 1 second. It's Hindi, and then you can basically Kalpana, right? Mother, Nishant, Priyansh, Shreyansh, and all these kind of languages you can put here. Import the speech and get that, right? So let me show you multiple culture examples, right? So let's do yeah, Mexican, right? So let's do that. Go to Video Express, delete whatever you have there, and let's try photorealistic. Cool, we'll try with that one. Okay, so we tried human, so you can pick. So if we don't like if the photo is not like some percentage perfect, we can always move to human one. So it's gonna be like that. It's pretty cool, right? And then you can make it sing, you can make it speak, you can make it do anything you want,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, real quick. Let's say I want to make it sing. What do I do? How do I make it
Okay.
sing? That was the question.
Okay, so if you want to make it sing, what you have to do is you have to click on create talking video again, and then what you have to do, come to import audio, select the audio file from your computer, and just click on create talking video. It's as simple as that.
Okay. So basically, in the import audio, I could upload a song. I could upload a voiceover. I could
Your
import
own
anything, and it
voiceover as well, you
automatically
can.
will sync it. In other
Yep,
words, right?
yep, and it
Regardless,
will
it will
sync.
detect it. You don't have to say, I want to sync a song. It'll like, okay, you have a song, it'll sync it. You have a song
It
with
will
vocal and
automatically detect
music.
it.
Yeah, this was another question too. If it is a song with vocal and background music, which is what most songs are, will it still sync it? Yes. So it's
Yes,
automatic, basically, whatever you throw at it.
exactly.
And the song
Yep,
can be any language too, by the way, just like how your speech could be any language. It's irrelevant to the lip sync at the end of the day. It will do it just fine. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
exactly. And it will lip sync the vocals, not your background. That's a beauty. It will automatically detect. So behind the scenes, what it does, it take all it reduces the background music, and then takes the vocal, do the perfect lip sync of the local of the vocals, and then do the background music as you have. So you don't have to worry about anything. All right. So again, go to human. Let's read it, and then just create a talking video. Oops, sorry. Generate image first, and then yeah, that's the thing. Just wait, and this is for the photorealistic human style that you want, right? And you can put it, and then now you can play here, right? You can want it standing like this, right? You can want it like you can make it standing, maybe waving one hand, thumbs up, whatever it is. Or maybe you can put so this is a selfie portrait, right?
Yeah,
You can.
so while you're at it, this is the question, why only 300? That's 300 seconds per scene, okay? So think of it like this gentleman here that we have, that will be one scene. So if you can make the gentleman speak for 5 minutes, and then you can generate another scene, right? Which can
Yep,
generate 5 minutes too, right? You can do up to 15 minutes long per video in total. So you could have 1.5 minutes for one scene, and you could have another 2 minutes for another scene. You can play around with it. The idea is that it is per scene, okay? Now, so
exactly.
that's what you're going to get with talking photos, which is crazy if you think about it, right? Because many cases, let's say if it's a song, you want to upload a full song, you can do that, right? With when you get talking photos, you're going to have that ability to do this right out of the gate effectively, right? So that's the idea. Yeah, you can go ahead, Yash. Yeah.
Yep. And so that the one that we have discussed is for the human photo realistic images, right? let's talk about, because we have shown those human examples as well, let's talk about the 3D Pixar style, and you can get the perfect consistent characters in different scenes. And then what's a prompt style for that? Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen, just 1 second. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's
Okay,
Let
I
me.
will reshare that. All right, you should be able to see it now.
Oh no, I don't see it yet.
1 second. So yeah, you should be, yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah,
I
I can
added
see
it.
it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. So just like we have a base prompt for human videos, we have a base prompt for 3D videos as well. All right. So this is the base prompt, right? So I'll edit it, this doc, to put the base prompt on the at the top, but the base prompt is here, right? So basically like this. So what you would do, right? You would copy this, and you will get that inside the doc as well. But just like how we did here, right? We will say that act as if you are 3D character, 3D character design expert, right? And want you to come up with 10 unique character ideas, but in this format, right? And then copy and paste the format. I will give you this document with the base prompt, don't worry about that. And then basically what it will do is it will basically generate you like that, right? And then this is how it is. So let's take Fernando's example. So you take it, go to Video Express. The process is the same, guys. Talking photos, create from prompt. Now here we chose human in the previous example. You'll choose 3D, right? And you will paste the prompt, and then you'll just hit generate image, right? That's how easy it is, right? It's all about the base prompt, how you're working with base prompt, right? And I'll show you something really cool here, right? What's the secret of consistent character? Look at that, right? Now there is one optional thing I'll give you, right? Just like I showed you, for the photorealistic humans, you can play with human and photorealistic, whichever one works the best. I'll give you another option for the 3D videos. Okay, so for 3D videos, if you want to do, sometimes 5 to 10% of the chance you'll get some better images when you specifically tell AI that I want it in 3D model style, right? Let's see the comparison, right? So you can choose it. Like for example, I don't like this image for whatsoever reason. I choose the style, and basically I reinforce, and it generates like that, right? So generate just what you're saying, right? Multiple characters in different scene, so you can basically, let's say if it's a group song, right? They'll sing that together. So that's pretty cool, right? So if you don't like it, you can always regenerate it. And let's take another example like this. Pretty cool, right? I like it better than the first image. So again, what would I do? Talking photos, talking video, import your song, will perfectly lip sync the vocals, get all that background. Don't will not lip sync the background. It will it knows the difference between that. Or if you don't, then just put your script in. So let's do that, right? We are meta humans creating the change in the ecosystem. We yes. Right. So this time we're going to get David's voice, import the speech, and then click on create talking video. And then while we're working on that, it is simultaneously working behind the scenes to get your clip ready, right? Now, I want to give you some framework, step-by-step framework, right? Let's do that, right? Right now, right? I challenge you guys. Let's do the stop timer, right? Let's start the timer and let's see how easy it is. In just 5 minutes, we'll get a full-fledged conversational based video with 2 characters, 3 characters, as many characters as you want, speaking with their character, with their characters design, with the scenes design, and with their video speaking that, right? So step number one, 3 steps, okay? Step number one, copy this, right? Go to start the new prompt, paste it. Step number one, we are asking it to generate a story for us, right? You got the story like this. two characters speaking, Miss Emma, Mr. Brown. Perfect. Let it do the job. That's the power of AI, right? Then, second step. Okay. Second step, we are telling AI, hey, please define both characters and design those characters in the prompt so that we can design that character, right? Inside Video Express. Copy it, and it should be done. Paste it, and then see the magic, right? So it will take Miss Emma character. So okay, it's not Miss Emma, it's a child, 10-year-old girl. Okay, and then okay, so it does that, right? So Mr. Brown and Emma, right? So we will get this. That is good. So we got the character design, we got the story. I didn't even, you can just look through a story. So why do people sometimes act so mean? What's troubling you, Emma? A friend was really rude to me today. Wow, really nice story, right? Now what will I do? I will copy this. That's the last step, guys. Okay, I will copy this, and then I will paste it here. Now I leave some space here, and then I'll copy the entire story. So I'll tell you what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here, guys, is asking AI to basically give me consistent character prompt for each character, but in different scene. So take Emma, put it in this scene, and give me the consistent character prompt so that it will generate with the same face and with the same style and all that. Let it do that, right? So awesome, perfect, right? Now it's time to go to Video Express. Almost a minute, and we got our story done, our character design done, our scenes done. Let's go to Video Express and see how we can get that easy done, right? Oh, by the way, we got our Spanish guys video ready as well. Let's take a look at it real quick.
We are metahumans creating the change in the.
Pretty cool, right? So now what we're gonna do is we're going to delete this, and then we can just delete it like here and clear the library, and let's start it from scratch. So scratch, talking photos, create from prompt. Let's start by designing Emma. All right, cool. Also, for easier thing, guys, copy paste this entire conversation of Emma and Mr. Brown in a Google Doc. So you can just copy and paste inside Video Express easily. You don't have to come here and scroll and all that, right? Cool, awesome. So we'll take this prompt, we'll go here, we'll paste it. Now another thing, right, what I want you to do is if the prompt style came like this, you can use it. It's totally okay. But just in case, okay, just in case that because it is showing you in like 3 bullet points, right? Environment, style. So just basically tell it, okay, can you please, right? Can you please design those 2 characters in the same format like this? And then you give the base prompt. What is the base prompt? The base prompt, as I showed you guys, what was that? Which is this one. This is the base prompt, and we will just go here. Okay, so can you please design both characters in the same format like this? So basically all I'm trying to say here is it has to be in a paragraph, right? Like just like, you know, it does it. So if it doesn't, then you can just like, I'll just give you, right? So if it doesn't, let it be. You can just remove the environment and style from here. We don't need, because AI already understand that. So what I would do,
one quick thing I want to add. The question was basically, can I use consistent character to be able to do in multiple poses? I'll show an example. While I'm doing that, I'll share my screen. Can you post that doc into the chat from your end? I'll share it because for some reason I'm unable to post it from my end.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah, you can post it. Okay, so let me share my screen in the meantime. Yeah, there. Okay, so this is how you can do consistent characters, folks. Okay, so what I did is Q3D cartoon character edition princess, and then I use this reuse the same character, right? You see this options. I'll just put a different color here to see. You see this reuse the same character, and then I can change slightly, like something that I want her to do, right? Then let's say I did that, and then you see this right here. She's just pointing her fingers and stuff. The same character, right? See this, the same person, right? And then again, I use and then I made her have a thumbs up like this, for example, right? Same reason character. So each scene will have her basically having different elements here, like so and so and so, right? So this is how you can do it. Okay, of course you can change the negative prompts, positive prompts, and all that kind of stuff. So similarly, like let's say I got this done. What I'm doing basically, oh wait one sec, yeah. What I'm basically doing here is I am in a nutshell, I'm just posting something simple, right? So let's say, for example, I just want to say cute Disney style 3D um, Egyptian princess, right? Singing, let's say, right? And then let's say basically I just have to just choose reuse the same character option all the time. Normally I wouldn't even have this one open, right? I can do it. So when you do this, you get one type of image. Let's say I'll do this right now while it's generating. Then you can also use, okay, the ability to extend this prompt. So Yash is showing you how to use ChatGPT. If you don't want to use ChatGPT, you can do it this way too. The way the functionality works is that it just has to understand what it is that you're trying to do. So it's just singing here, right? What is it? What are you trying to do, right? And if it can understand it, it'll do it. Then let's say, for example, I wanted to do extend prompt here. I can do the same concept here, but I'll get a slightly different output. And you can always change it. You don't have to be bound by it, right? So let's say if I click extend prompt here, like so, right? And you see this, it extended it, right? Detailed, colorful attire, golden accents, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really good at all this stuff, right? So it does this. So you have that choice to be able to do that. And it's going to just give you a little bit better output, right? And if you ever have like duplicates or something, you can always put in the negative prompt, like multiple or whatever as well. Okay. And then you can always generate the image as well, right? And you see the question was also about replacing the background. You see it says replace background. This is where, like, say you don't like her background, with some other background there, you can do that too. Yash is going to show you that in just a second as well. But yeah, basically that's the idea. Yeah, you can go ahead. Yash, you can share your screen and go back to the flow. But I just want to show you folks how you can do multiple poses and different ways to create that consistency throughout. Okay. Now, if you don't want to, you can always remove that, reuse the same character thing. Okay.
Exactly. And exactly that is why it's very important, guys, is you should know your end goal right here. The end goal is to basically create viral, attention grabbing, and basically highly retentionful and highly engaging video, right? And to be able to do that, you should be clear from get-go, right? Like what characters, what the scenes, stuff like that. So those three steps helps you do that. Okay, so now basically let's try with the Emma. So what we're gonna do 3D and then 3D model and then generate image. So what we're doing is we're getting Emma's character, okay? And I'll just give you the full workflow, okay? If you like Emma's image here, we'll proceed. If you don't like it, we'll just create another one, right? So, okay, that's interesting. That's nice. I love that. Now what you can do, guys, that is, so you can use the reuse same character and put Emma in multiple different poses, variations, full body, stuff like that. But if let's say you still not satisfied with the results, you can do something like this. Okay, so what we're doing is, for this frame of time, AI understands what Emma is, right? And we go to a step number 3, and then you got all these scenes per their dialogue, right? So then what you can do, this is the consistent character prompt. So like what else do you want Emma to do? So you can come here, keep your base prompt as it is, and put this consistent character prompt as well, right? So what it would do, so what I'm doing in a nutshell here is, and I'm saying that AI now knows how Emma looks like, right? Now all I'm telling it to, in this image, Emma is doing this, right? So now, because AI knows how Emma looks like, it will generate me with the same face, same style, same characteristics, but in the different scenery, in the different, like this, right? Like in the different background, and you can play with that, right? So that's how it works, like, right? I'll show you another example, right? So, for example, I'm going to come here. Now, what you have to do is you have to just take the prompt that you had added. It starts with in this image. Keep the character prompt as it is, right? And then just generate it again, right? So that's how you have to do, right? And then I encourage you guys to work with one character for all scene, because if you're dealing with multiple characters, right? If your video is all about one character, then you can just generate that character in multiple scenes, like holding the bag and stuff like that, right? You can generate like this. But if you're dealing with multiple characters, get done with one character first, get all the scenes of that character, then move on to the different character. Because for this state of time, for this period of time, AI understands perfectly how Emma it is. So whatever you tell it to do, it will take the same characteristics of Emma, right? So we will just quickly create some Mr. Brown. Why do people sometimes act so mean? Go there, go to Video Express. I like this image. Create a talking video. Create the talking video. Emma's image. We have kids' voices as well, by the way, for those of you who are wondering. So we got Sarah for now, right? Get it? Import speech. Create the talking video. It will be done, right? Now let's take another dialogue. What am I saying? Frowning, right? A friend was really rude to me, and it hurt. So we go there. Go to a different scene. We create talking video. We choose the same voice. Make sure you choose the same voice. All right, for consistency. Input the speech and create the talking video. All right. So just gonna show you last one example. Emma, really, what did I do? What did you do? Okay, come here. Go to here. Create the talking video. Choose Sarah, and then import speech. Right. Create the talking video. All your videos, while you're doing it, are generated inside behind the scenes, right? Now, just like this, how many scenes we have left? One, two, three more. So basically 6 scenes per character. Let's design our Mr. Brown. Okay, so we got a Mr. Brown's prompt here. So apparently Mr. Brown is a 70-year-old man. So let's generate it, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come here, go to, so please, just like how I did, right, is I worked with entire Emma's scenes, Emma's dialogue. Now we're gonna move to the Mr. What's that? Mr. Brown. So Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown. Okay, copy that. Mr. Brown. Just 1 second. Let me just copy this. Mr. Brown, and then I generate image. All right, let's wait and watch how the image will come out to be. If it is good, we will use it. If it is not, we won't use it, right? Let's see. All right, so that is interesting. Mr. Brown with the short silver hair. Brown, he has a gentle wise expression depicted in front face, and you can change the background whatever you want it to be, or you can replace the background, right? You can put any file behind the scenes if you don't like the background. And because of the latest update, look at the fingers, right? It's not hallucinating. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, I like it. Let's generate some more Mr. Brown's examples. So what we would do is, now again, right now AI knows who Emma is, but for this period of time, AI knows more Mr. Brown's characteristic, right? That is why I said one character, get all the scenes done, then move to the different character, right? Now we'll do the Mr. Brown scenes. Okay, we copy it, go to Video Express, put it like this. What I'm saying, see what I'm playing with this prompt, right? I'm saying in this image, Mr. Brown is smiling kindly as he sits next to Emma on the park bench, stuff like that, and then generate the image. I'm gonna get one more image of Mr. Brown's, and then we'll get the full story, right? That's how easy it is. It's a few minutes, get everything, right? So let's see how the appearance looks like. Okay, that's pretty cool. What I'm just gonna do, I'm just going to generate it again, and then now, for example, right? If you're seeing that, okay, the consistency is a little bit. Let's say you want to change something, right? You can always come and say, okay, can you please make it? Can you please put? Can you please put Mr. Brown in a garden or stuff like that? For example, sometimes two Mr. Brown comes, no problem, you can generate it again, right? So that's the thing. So that is one thing. So sometimes you will face that, so that's okay. All right, perfect. So what I am going to do, I'm going to take this image and then come to create talking video, and then click on go to the and see what's Mr. Brown's. Okay, what's troubling you, Emma? Go here, and then make sure for Mr. Brown I want to use Tony's voice. Import the speech. create the talking video, right? Now take Mr. Brown's again. I understand, all right, so we get here a talking video, like that. Make sure you choose the same voice. Tony, input the speech, create the talking video, come again. I decided to be kind. One day I shared. You can copy the entire thing. Come to the next scene, create the talking video, go to Tony, copy the text, input the speech, and then get it done. All right. Now, simultaneously, while we're working on that, our videos have been quietly generating in the background. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna buy their scenes, by the scenes, we arrange it, right? So we hear it.
Friend was really rude to me today, and
All right.
it hurt.
All right, that's nice. And then we're just gonna wait. And then once the Mr. Browns are done, right, like this, you can just take him in here, right? Okay, it's done. Mr. Brown's first image is done. So we're gonna get here. Okay, let's do.
To me today, and it hurt.
What's troubling you, Emma?
All right, what's troubling you, Emma? Well, Yash is troubling me with his tutorials. All right, well, let's see.
Mr. Brown, why do people sometimes act so mean?
Okay, because they have their own intentions. All right, let's see. My AI videos. We just wait a few more seconds to get the. So basically, you just wait for a few minutes while all the scenes are getting done for one character, two character, three character, any character you want, and then just plug and play, and you can just like this. We are almost at 8 seconds of that, and you can create a full length audio. Oh, sorry, full length video like that. Also, just like what this one scene, right, you can, so when you get in today, you can, so you will be upgraded to 5 minutes per scene. That means you can let Emma speak with this one Emma, right, this one Emma, this one scene for 5 minutes, for 5 minutes, yes. So if the song is long, she can sing a song and stuff like that. So that is how easy it is, guys, to get
Yeah, I just want to
basically.
add a couple of points here. So, why we've done it this way, okay? I'll share the screen as well, then Yash, you can do it, where you can basically show the timeline. But the
Yeah.
timeline editor, we have it in place specifically to merge multiple scenes together, right? That way, if you think about it, let's say if I show you here, I have her around in different ways, right? So imagine if I want this right here, if she's talking, let's say this is 1 minute long, right? Which you could do with the Talking Photos purchase today with no upsells, no downsells, whatever. You can do up to 5 minutes per scene, right? So if you want her to be 1 minute long, the speech, right? Then you want the second scene to be, let's say, 1.5 minutes long. Another one, 30 seconds long. Remember, he showed different characters, right? Mr. Brown and all that. So the timeline editor, which is the editor that is here, allows you to merge all of them together. That is where the magic happens, right? That is the reason why we've integrated this into Video Express as well. And of course, with the Talking Photos, you're going to have the other ability to hone in on that photo, to have basically hand motions and stuff like that, which is going to be right in about 3 weeks or so, right? So the idea is that when you merge them here together, you can now have more flexibility, right? See, sometimes what happens, right, when you're creating a storyboard, oftentimes people are like, I just want to put a script in and I just want to have a video created. The problem with that is you don't have control, flexibility to edit things, merge things around. Let's say I want to have background music, which fades in and fades out. Let's say I want to add a voiceover, which changes from person to person automatically. Let's say I want to increase the volume of the pitch for certain voices. You can do all that in this editor. That's what makes it super powerful, right? Let's say I want to add timeline effects. Let's say I want to have text effects or animations and stuff like that. You can do that, right? Because you have all these projects, right? Let's say, for example, if I wanted to do this, right? So this is a project right here that I have. So let's say you want her to, if she's here, right? Let's say, for example, or whatever the case might be, right? So you see how here, this speech here, I can adjust them. I can crop them. If I don't like something, I can delete them, right? That is what the timeline editor allows you to do, which gives more flexibility. See, sometimes, right, when you're looking at professional videos that you're creating, flexibility is extremely important because in real life, you're not going to have, you cannot risk AI hallucinations and stuff. You cannot create like a 1 minute video where in minute 29 seconds in, like there's two hands flying or three hands flying or five hands flying, or like there's three eyes showing, or stuff like that, right? So that's one advantage you have here that you won't have otherwise. Okay. So Yash, I think you can go ahead and you can continue it. I'll pass on some other questions as well that I'm seeing while we're at it. But this is the idea, folks. Okay, that's what I kind of want to explain. Where with the timeline editor, you can add things like tomorrow. Like let's say I want to add text animations, I could do that. You see, I can add all these text animations and stuff, lower third elements or whatever. So I can just drag and drop this, right? I can go here next, and I'll be like, whatever. I can add some text in, right? So I'll say Mr. Brown's, right, right, school or whatever. I don't know, right? Something like that, right? And then you go here, and then you can drag and drop this, right, anywhere you want. And then basically in the timeline you can do so. You can do it either here, or you can either do it in the top. So like say for example, I can see, you see add a track below. So I'll add a track below, and I'll drag and drop this in the track. I'll put this back in here, it syncs, and then boom, right? You see that? So I can have that element there. So if I want to add a track on the top, right, I can do that, and then I can put that in on the top if I want it to be more visible, right? So you see this right here, right? And then it gives me different flexibilities. Like I can resize and move it. I want to move it to the left, to the right, to the middle, whatever I want, I can do it like so, right? That is what flexibility means, right? So that is something that took us a long time to focus on and hone in on, or whatever, to be able to do this in such a way where you can play all these things, and then you can do stuff like this, right? So yeah, if you can share your screen and go ahead. But the point is,
Yeah.
you want to add text, you want to add different languages, you want to mix and match things, professional stuff that we are showing you. Like let's say, for example, some of the stuff that we have as demos. Like let me play one of them. I think I have here. Say something like this, right?
Did herself studying for exams.
Say like here,
One evening,
let's say you want to add
feeling worn
text
out,
to it,
she's
right? You want to add elements to it. Very easy to do with what I just showed you, right? Similarly, like here, watch this.
Even better, check out examples of characters speaking in different languages.
You see that the flag element there? You can upload elements in, you can generate images and put like a different layer, for example. You can do all that kind of stuff with an editor. That is the reason why it's so powerful. It allows you to have that extra flexibility that was not possible before. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because if you think about it, right? If you really look at professional videos out there or tools out there, right? Let's say Adobe Premiere, or let's say Adobe After Effects, or let's say all these other tools. The flexibility, you could go all the way. You can go to university, study for 4 years and be a master at it, or whatever, 2 years, doesn't matter. Or at the same time, you can quickly do it. The thing is, you need the flexibility because different projects are different complexity, right? You want different options. Sometimes you want to add text, sometimes you want to add layers, sometimes you want to add text effects. You want to add different things. That's what the capability here is, right? Now, I just want to explain to you. So basically, for folks who get the Talking Photos AI application right now, this application is not basically live yet. We've integrated the lip sync and the talking videos, like what you see right there, already into Video Express when you get it today. When we go live, the solo application, which is its own standalone application, will also come with advanced features. What do we mean by advanced features? Advanced features would mean, let's say you started off, let's say with an image like this. I'll share with you like this, right? Pretty straightforward. An image like this. You can make her talk, right? With hand movements and stuff like that, right? Or let's say you start off with an image like this, let's say, right? You can make a talk, and you can even generate these images, right? You can use Midjourney, Artistly, any of the other applications, image generation applications, and make her talk.
Transforming a simple static photo into a dynamic full-body talking video with emotions, expressions, and hand movements. Something that has never been done before. I'm proof of what's possible with Talking Photos AI.
All right, so while she's talking, this can be in any language and stuff like that. This is the advanced features that will be available in Talking Photos AI. It's ready in about 3 weeks. That is the reason why it is so powerful, because what we're going to do is make it the most powerful spokesperson, right? AI spokesperson video technology in the planet. Okay, does that make sense? That's extremely, extremely powerful because it gives you the ability that was not possible before to create hand movements off of a single photo, right? And also the other important thing is that we can focus on the key component, right? The key component being here in this particular case, the ability to lip sync and the ability to create off of a single image multiple variations of a person, also the ability to, for example, add different hand movements and stuff, so that it becomes the best talking spokesperson platform in the planet off of a single photo. Like that's going to be the goal. Because if you look at Video Express, where the trajectory of Video Express, where we're planning on making it go, is more, with Video Express, you can create nature videos, you can create cartoon, 2D anime, you can do, for example, people, as you saw what Yash showed you, where you have cartoon characters or whatever talking and then moving into sequences. But here, right, when we're talking about this, realism matters, right? Because you want to make sure people believe that it looks awesome, realistic, and stuff like that. And the other thing here that matters quite a bit will be, okay, I am not good in front of the camera. I am not a professional spokesperson, right? I have clients, they are not that good, whatever. How do I do it, right? So that allows you to be able to do videos like this with just one photo and have different animations and stuff like that, okay? So that's what makes it. And because of the fact that you're getting it now, before we went live in about 3 weeks, and you help us with feedback, because we're seeing comments, right? What are some things you want? We're seeing, and we're building on it, right? So for example, this was the user interface, right? So we're already changing this based on your feedback, right? So once it's ready in 3 weeks, it becomes that. So it becomes the very best in it, right? So that way we can hone in on that. And when we do integration into Video Express in the future too, it becomes a very simple integration, in a sense that you create the best possible talking photo, and then when you bring it into Video Express, makes it much more powerful, because now it is an application on its own right, which can do the same thing. Similar to like if you have like a Microsoft Excel, you don't want to merge it with Microsoft PowerPoint, right? PowerPoint is really good with presentations, let's say. Excel is really good with calculations, financial stuff, right? Similarly here, you want to make it the best talking photos, where you get a spokesperson in, we focus on the realism, focus on the hand movements, focus on the audio voices, right? To sync in, focus on specifically different environments we put the characters in, right? If it's, for example, like I mentioned earlier, one of the things that we are doing, right, is we're going to give you the ability to create stuff like this, right? Which is where you upload one photo and then basically give it prompts, right? I want to be a prince, Egyptian prince or whatever, or I want to be a doctor, clothing or whatever. And then in just a few seconds, maybe 10 to 15 seconds or so, it will generate that with keeping in mind the key component of a spokesperson, which is stuff like this. You want a spokesperson to have perfect lighting, look it straight into the camera. You want a professional spokesperson to have their hands visible and all that. If I told you to get a photo like this done, right? And I had some, like recently I was consulting some users just like yourself, a couple of people, and I told them, look, help us test out this feature of being able to create a spokesperson video. I said, give me photos like this of yours, right? And they went in and they went to like a studio, photography studio, to get a photo like this done. And the person charged them $250 for 4 photos like this to be able to be shot with the lighting and all that. $250, right? And this is the problem, right? And even if you got that, what if, let's say, for example, you're not happy with it because that day you had an off day or whatever it was, for example, this is where people give up. Because let's say you wanted to create it for a client now. Let's say you want to create it with a different character now, or let's say you don't want to be in front of the camera. You want to be able to create a person, kind of your brand, right? Like let's say the person doesn't exist. It's your own brand, right? With the prompt. You can do that now with this, right? That is very powerful, because I didn't know, right? Like to get professional photos done of a person and stuff. And if you want to do this too, we will work with you, right? So in Talking Photos AI, if you can get photos like this done of yourself or your clients or whatever, make them speak with hand movements and everything. But if you don't know how to do it, or you don't want to pay money for it, and on top of that, you don't want to be the mascot or whatever, you don't want to be the brand, right? You're not comfortable. Well, then we'll give you this option. You upload one photo, yours, clients, whatever, and then now you can picture perfect photos every single time. It'll be like this, right? You see this gentleman's photo right here. See, I'll just show you a couple of points here. What makes it unique, right? So you see the lighting on the face is uniform, right? Easily visible, the lips area, eyes are visible, right? And stuff like that, right? And similarly, if you go down here, you'll see that the contrast, right? You see this, the shirt is white, but the background is gray. You see, it doesn't look like that to you when you look at it, but the background is actually gray. Oftentimes what happens, I've seen this before, I'd say, give me a photo like this one. People they'll put white shirt on with a white background, right? Like what you see in the back. And then that's going to be messy, right? So that is the reason why we're trying to make it, with your feedback, the best possible Talking Photos application, specifically focused on spokespersons, so that when you publish it on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or even on a website as a spokesperson, it really, really can be the best possible one, right? And you just start off with a photo, not a video and stuff, right? And we'll also have other options as well to make it simplified for you. But that is the reason why, if you try get it right now, of course, you can use the lip sync feature in Video Express. And as I mentioned to you as well before, you can pretty much, right out of the gate, you can use this lip sync feature. But on top of that, you get the ability to create hand movements and stuff like that, and also other types of movements to make it as realistic as possible, right? And this is where research is going towards, right? We talk about the future of AI and all that kind of stuff. Getting a photo like this to speak and create an entire video out of it is what separates the average to the great, right? You probably know this already. Like, say, for example, if I told you, okay, look, you messed up here. Like, say your video came out like this lady here, her shirt, clothing is the problem here, right? And I say, okay, go back and reshoot it. You're gonna pay $250 more for that spokesperson photographer, right? Because this is not like your passport photo, right? Remember, this is like a studio quality photo. They have to do the full body. They got to have different costumes of you and stuff like that. And it becomes messy. You got to pay more money now, right? Instead, you start off as a simple photo. It even is a LinkedIn photo or whatever. And now you can create professional videos.
Real wow factor.
Right?
You can do all this.
Just off of one photo. Well, I'll take it, right? I mean, that's what separates it. And this is where the future is heading. And this is where we want to focus a lot of our energy and effort on. And this is a very complicated process. Like, you have billion-dollar companies who couldn't figure this out, right? We figured it out because we know we are in this spokesperson AI video space for many, many years now, right? So we know what are the key pain points. Like, we, for example, spend a lot of money on videos and stuff like that as well, which are doing. And yeah, shall we show them that video that we created, which is doing really well right now? Because that is the thing. Remember, you have this one here. Should we show this?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, this one.
You can create speaking AI videos just like this
and make their lips move according to your script
in different languages and cultures within minutes.
You can also create in different styles like 3D, 2D, and realistic human ones with consistent characters.
Yep, and then you can
create speaking AI videos just like this.
And make their lips move according to your script.
In different languages and cultures within minutes. You can also create in different styles like 3D, 2D, and realistic human ones with consistent characters.
Right. So here, you see, there's no hand movements and stuff, and still one of our highest performing videos out there when we've actually put them out there on social media and stuff like that. It's very engaging, right? Now, when you add a hand movements into the mix and you have the ability to add realism to it, it's even more powerful. And little details matter for it, right? That's the focus, right? And that is where we are trying to focus on to do it. So you're going to get basically the Talking Photos application when you get it today. It's just a solo application. It's going to be ready in about 3 weeks. We're working on it. We're going to get that in for just, like you can see here, $87 one-time payment. And if you already have Video Express, right, you're going to have that, Talking Photos, basically the lip sync feature with all the hand movements and all that included in your account. The only thing is that it's going to be limited to about 20 seconds per scene. If you want up to 5 minutes per scene, you give it a shot, and then it'll allow you to be able to get it right now. Okay, so this is what I was trying to tell you. I'm having Video Express, right? I want to get this. You're already getting a 50% discount. That's exactly what you're talking about here. You see this? The $87. That's why we were trying to help you out here to get you the best deal possible. Because here's the thing. We could have just said, buy the Talking Photos application. Go ahead. There'll be no integration with Video Express. You're on your own. This is what happens quite a bit, right? Or pay a monthly subscription, pay credits, and all that kind of stuff. Instead, what we're saying is basically we're going to make the Talking Photos application the best spokesperson creation application on the planet. And with a photo, starting with just one photo, right? And then with different movements, hand movements, animations, facial expressions, and all that kind of stuff. And then with Video Express, you already have the lip sync functionality for the images that you're creating just with all the hand movements, right? And because you get to test drive this right now, because the app is not ready yet, it's going to be in about 3 weeks, you're going to get it just for $87. Try it out, or 14 days free trial. Try it out for your heart's desire, basically, right? There's no upsells, no downsells, and stuff like that, right? And if you do not have Video Express, what the plan is that we're going to give you a temporary limited functionality Video Express account until the Talking Photos AI application is ready with the Talking Human feature. And then once Talking Photos is ready, basically you're going to be moved over into Talking Photos, and then you can buy the Video Express application later on, because the idea is that Video Express will be a Runway ML, Pika Labs, if you will, OpenAI Sora. That's the pipeline, and that's the vision for that one. And the next update that's coming up for that one will blow you away, because we're working on that one. Because the idea for that one will be more towards, let's say you want to create documentary style films, you want to create, let's say, full-fledged movies, let's say you want to create nature videos, you want to create, let's say, narration style videos and stuff like that. So basically that will actually allow you to be able to go a step further than what you would have done before, right? Because oftentimes what happens, right, people have so many tools, they're getting overwhelmed with it, but they don't know how to use it. So that's the reason why, if you know, okay, this is what I want to create right now. I want to create a photo to have a spokesperson to speak. I want to quickly put in some emotions and stuff, simplicity. You can do that with Talking Photos AI. And this is the ridiculous price, because you're not making any profit out of it. Just the server costs alone are ridiculous for us, about $60,000 a month for these NVIDIA servers. That's the reason why if you go into any application out there, even when they say unlimited, right, they are not really unlimited, because of the fact that they'll put you credit system or whatever. Because even if you pay $99 a month, $100 a month and stuff, the reason why is it's too expensive. We are kind of getting hurt by NVIDIA right now, because they're kind of in a monopoly right now in this AI infrastructure space, if you will. So you have no other capability. Like if I went into a cloud provider, I think I mentioned this before as well, right? So I'll actually show this to you real quick. You can only get these NVIDIA servers, because that's the only ones that AI servers do. Like say, for example, I'll show you this. This is a company we did a deal with a few months ago. Like you see this, it's all NVIDIA GPUs, right? And or graphic processing units. These are the AI servers, right? So at the end of the day, you see here, right? Like an A100, which is like a 4-year-old, it came in 2020, right? GPU is $1.29 per hour for just one. So meaning you're doing one of these videos that you're creating, right? Let's say it takes what, 15 minutes or 20 minutes to generate. That basically is taking this. We have to spend that. And they made us sign a 3-year agreement in order to use this. And the newer edition, which came about last year, the H100, right? Let's see here. It says sold out right now because it's out of capacity. But if you see carefully here, it's $2.49 per hour. This is the reason why a lot of lifetime deal companies which do AI stuff have gone out of business, right? Because they pay like, let's say, imagine, just use a simple calculator, right? Because I want to be transparent with you guys. You have to know what the reality is right now, right? So you're $2.49 for the H100, which just came last year. This is what your OpenAI, this is what your Pika Labs, this is what your Runway ML, this is what your HeyGen or whatever companies are using, right? So when you go in there and let's say you need 50 at least minimum to run every time to handle users, right there. And then even there, it's 24 hours. Let's say you have to run because you got to commit to. That's $3,000 a day almost, right? That's per month, right there is $89,000. Even if we get, let's say, a 40% discount, which is what we got, right, for this, let's say, it's about $53,784. That's about where we're paying right now. This is the problem, right? And this is an issue every company has, okay? It's not just us. It's basically your OpenAIs, your Microsofts, your Facebooks, and your everybody, right? So because this is the thing, you go in there, you're like, I want to create an infrastructure. There's only NVIDIA GPUs available, even if they're available, that is. And this is actually the cheaper ones, actually. If you go into, let's see here, right? I want to show you this example. So you see this A100, it's $14.32 an hour. There, you can actually go check this out, by the way, yourself. Like you can go into, this is a company called Vantage, where I'll show you here, right? So you can actually go in and you can search right now. It's called a P4D. This is basically your Amazon cloud, right? So you go in here, check this out, $32.77, whatever. Now here's what it is: NVIDIA A100 and 8 of them attached to it. Okay, so this is the basic one. You see this NVIDIA A100, 8 of them, 8x. It's $14.32 here. and in Amazon it's $32. It's double the price, right? Even at a discount. So meaning not only are we getting half of it, what Amazon does because it's a smaller company, on top of that, even at a discounted price that we get on top, which is another half, so like 25% of Amazon's cost or Google's cost, even then it's ridiculous, right? This is the reason why you go to any company, just you can go any company out there. This is why they have to have credits, they have to have limits and all that. When we say this is the price, literally, right? I haven't even thought about any limits or anything. You get in, you try it out. We'll do our best to make sure that 99.99% of you, right, should be able to generate as many videos as you want. It's not like somebody comes in and generates 1 million videos or 10,000 videos at once, obviously, using some bots. We don't want that. But generally speaking, right? Because I want you folks to understand there, right? So generally, right, when you want to be in the forefront of industry, right, and you have to understand the technology is very expensive in the start. It becomes cheaper over time, but if you snooze, you lose. I'll give you a perfect example, right? In 2005, 2004, 2005, I got my first real fame to success because I figured out a way to get top rankings on Google for certain keywords. And I was only 16 years old at the time. I didn't know anything. And I got that. Why? I'll tell you. Because I was one of the first few people who knew how to build a website. Back then, you had only two tools which you could do, right? I think Microsoft Front Page and Dreamweaver, right? If you knew these two tools, just these two, and you had to pay a huge amount of money, you had to sit there and understand it for hours and hours, it gave you an edge over your competition, right? Today, with AI tools, the infrastructure I'm providing you behind the scenes to be able to do stuff like this, it's not a gimmick. It's going to put you on pace to be in the forefront of the future, right? And whether you get this or not, I don't even really care at the end of the day, because I know for a fact there'll be tons of people who'll get it because we have the best technology, best customer support, best Facebook group as a community. We have all these other cool things. But I just wanted to explain to you how the world works right now and why is it that you go to your random everyday platform, right? You will actually be able to understand why is it that ChatGPT will never be cheap. It'll only get more and more expensive, right? This you'll also understand why if tomorrow OpenAI Sora comes in, right? And this is something I wanted to explain to you. So there's been discussion, right? If you go in here, because of these servers that are required, like this $27.92 kind of thing, what they're saying is OpenAI Sora, which is their video model or whatever, it's going to cost you for every 7 seconds or 15 seconds of video about $30 or so, even if assuming it's $5, right? Let's say the target market is not folks like you. The target market is Hollywood studios and stuff like that. That's why if you actually go in, I mean, you can be my guest, you can search it, but let's see, OpenAI Sora Hollywood, right? You guys can check it. They're only actually going to Hollywood studios, right? And see, Sora is going to change Hollywood, blah, 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 right? Because they only want to target the big businesses. You know, a Hollywood studio can spend 100 million budget. They will spend 10 million for a full-fledged animated film, right? So the way you have to look at to be in the forefront of technology is instead of like thinking about it from a perspective of like, okay, it sounds cool, I like it and stuff, just understand that if you're the first people to be able to use next generation technologies, it gives you an edge over your competition, unlike anything else before. That's the only way you're going to have a head start over big corporations, right? At the end of the day, right? So hope that is clear, right? And that, does that make sense? Let me know in the chat box, right? So because, you know, David was mentioning this, I want you folks to understand, right? Because the reality is, right now, the big corporations, right, are spending insane amount of money on the NVIDIA infrastructure cluster, right? Like, for example, recently there was an article that came in that you can actually search too, I believe. I think it was this. Let me give it to you. So it like Elon Musk cluster GPU, right? You'll see this. It just came 2 days ago. Tesla to bring in 50,000 GPU cluster online, right? Elon Musk fires up the most powerful AI cluster in the world, right? 100,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs, right? You know how much this thing costs? 100,000. Each one of these is $30,000. Okay, so so let's just, I mean, the numbers are just unfathomably big, right? But the point I'm making is these are the big people buying up all these GPUs. So NVIDIA doesn't care about you or me, right? They don't care. Like if Elon Musk is paying 100,000 recently, like so 100,000 of these, by the way, okay, 100,000 of these H100s, right? they're buying 100,000 of them. Okay, just put it in perspective, and they're going to keep buying more. Facebook recently bought it, like Mark Zuckerberg bought it. Apple is buying some of them. Basically, the point is it's all being done in a way where it's going to be impossible for you in the next maybe few months, a year or so, or a couple of years to effectively get a head start. Okay, what that means is that you're going to be stuck with Amazon or Google or whatever it is. And even if you use some of these smaller companies, right, which have like maybe 50% of the discount to what Amazon or Google is offering, still that is out of reach for most people, right? Just think of it, right? Like who has like the money to spend on $27 a month just to run some AI tools or algorithms or whatever to test, right? It's kind of unfair game, if you will, right? So what I'm trying to explain to you is think of yourself like when Google came in its early days, if you knew how to build a website and how to rank a website, right? And you were the first few people to understand that, then you had an edge on your competition like anything else out there, correct? Similarly, right now, if you were to get into AI yourself on your own, let's say without us or anything else out there, what happens effectively is that you're going to be shut out of it unless you're part of a big corporation or unless you spend a lot of money, right? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get you these tools at the lowest possible price, lower than our break-even cost, so that you actually you're in the forefront of next generation technology, right? When you're in the forefront of next generation technology, what that allows you to do is it gets you that one lucky break, right? Like they say, you only need one home run, right? Let's say baseball analogy, it's one home run, you win the game, right? You don't need to hit every single ball thrown at you. Similarly, you don't need every single AI technology to be a hit for you. The concept becomes, am I in the first forefront of this technology or not, right? Simple. That's all it is, really, right? Because I understand sometimes there's this scenario where like people think, oh, I get the concept, Paul. I'm excited. I want to get this talking photos thing, right? But like, how do you justify this price? I'm saying like you go to any technology out there, even whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, none of them will be sustainable at a pricing like this. Why can we sustain this? Well, I've been in this business for 15 years, right? I have other income sources and stuff like that. And also, by the way, I know you, right? I speak to folks like you every single day. What we generally realized is that in order to really help you, you want to have something that is affordable to get started, get your feet in. And then when you get that competitive advantage, you'll never feel missing out, right? I'll give you an example, right? In my lifetime, if you look at last 15 years in business, let's say, one of the things that I missed out on was the mobile revolution, right? So let's say when the mobile phone got released, the iPhone, let's say, right? I didn't build mobile applications in there, but it didn't matter because I knew how to basically succeed with Google because I knew how to build websites, right? First, before anybody else could, or many people could, right? So similarly, I want you to understand, right? You don't have to be the next great chat GPT inventor, or you don't have to be the next great inventor where you're building the self-driving car or something, right? What you have to understand is the ecosystem, right, needs people like you, prompting experts, people who can create quickly stuff, right? That's where the value will come in. So when we talk about a video like this, right, let's just quickly pull this up right now. Something like this, right? I'm not going to put the audio in, but with one photo, if you can create a video like this in just a few minutes, right, where it didn't need you to be a genius, right, right at the gate, right? You didn't need to be a genius to create a video like this. That makes a big difference in your life, right? Because speed, if you can generate 100 videos like this in just a few minutes, while other people are sitting there for weeks and weeks and months and spending tens of thousands of dollars, or even let's say thousands of dollars, it'll give you an edge over your competition, because other people are thinking, oh, I have to go to the studio. I got to pay a studio technician to get a video. Oh, I got to go and pay a person on Fiverr or Upwork or whatever to get a video like this done for social media content or whatever. You get it done faster. You can charge more money to clients. You can get things out there quickly, right? And that's how it works. Every technology that has come in, right? I'll give you an example, right? Another example, because there's so much history that has gone in the past, right? Like before, like a video like this, right? Was when I was getting started, I was very shy to be in front of the camera like this to speak because I was too young. I thought people would not take me seriously, right? Then a webinar platform came into play around 2009 or so is when I did, or 2008, I believe. I did my first webinar, right? With no talking. It was just a PowerPoint presentation like this, like you see. this a slide right here. This is like this, no face, nothing. I'll have a slide like this. I'm like talking, right? And it was such a new modality that we used to get back then. You'll be surprised when 200 people used to register for a webinar, 180 people used to show up. Okay, now if anybody who's done webinars, if 200 people register, you'll be lucky to get 30 people to show up, or 20 people, like 10%. We used to get 80 to 90% attendance rate because it's a new modality, right? People didn't heard about it before. And even though I missed out on mobile apps, I was one of the first people to leverage the idea that if people have a phone on them, right, like this, they will attend a webinar on their phone, right? Because they're on the move, they want to learn stuff. I can teach them, right? And I've made insane, record-breaking amount of results with it. And the reason why I'm saying again is because I was one of the first few people. So when we talk about AI, right, just please understand it's all about the first movers advantage. Those who leverage the latest technologies, that which is out of reach to other people, right, will end up getting extraordinary results compared to other people who will join in a long time ago when it's saturated already, right? Say, for example, the person who did the first webinar, right, like me, one of the first few people, right, we got 80% attendance rate. 3 years later, even if you were the best webinar presenter or teacher or the best, like most comfortable person in front of the camera, you only got 10% to show up. Meaning, no matter, even if you're the best person, I could present to 180 people out of 200, you could present to 20. Who's going to win? Even the worst presenter will win. You see what I'm saying? Similarly, when you talk about engagement right now, nothing else is out there right now where you can literally with the prompt generate videos. Literally with the prompt you can generate, with a photo you can generate videos, right? This is the forefront of technology. So that what that means is you can generate more volume, right? Similarly, when I used to build websites for Google, I didn't need every single website to be ranked number one on Google. I just need one or two websites to rank number one on Google, and then I would get all the traffic for that market, right? That's it. Simple numbers game, right? So understand this. Does that make sense? Please let me in the chat box, because at the end of the day, when we're trying to teach you stuff, it is very critical you understand how to play futuristic technologies when they come that are real breakthroughs, right? It's like the first person who had, let's say, Bitcoin, let's say, right? Those people end up getting outstanding returns compared to the person who comes in 3 years later or 4 years later, right? If you put it in, you're not too late. Like ChatGPT, the AI revolution started November of 2022, let's say 2023, okay? So right now we're in 2024, so about a year and a half has passed, give or take, right? That's nothing. Like imagine the iPhone first version released in 2008. It took WhatsApp and some of the apps you use like Instagram and stuff 3 years from the time iPhone was built to actually launch, not even become everyday stuff. Snapchat even more so. Facebook, their mobile app came like I think 3 years later, right? You see what I'm saying? We're still in the early stages of the game. The question here you should be thinking is, okay, how do I leverage these technologies to get an edge over my competition, edge over everybody else? Because that's the name of the game, right? If you don't do it, somebody else will. And those who do will end up having, like, they'll feel like, wow, why is everything so easy? And you'll come in and like, I missed another bandwagon, right? Like I missed something that was revolutionary. Why did I miss it? What made happen? I was in a live stream, I missed it, right? That's why I'm saying you get a 30-day money back guarantee, test drive it. You change your mind, you can leave. And similarly, you got 14 days to try this out as well. It's okay, not a big deal. But does that make sense? I hope I'm driving this point through, because this is one of the key things that will set you apart because of the fact that it's so out of reach for everybody. Like people are seeing stuff like this, right? Like I'll just zoom this in so you folks can see it. They're seeing stuff like this per hour, $27.92 per hour for one server. You need like a cluster of this stuff to do any kind of AI model training or any kind of like revolutionary stuff to be built on. You need like thousands of these, right? And so who has that kind of money now? It's Facebook, Microsoft, Google, right? OpenAI, these are 6 or 7 big companies, right? Amazon, right? Other people don't. So then what's going to happen is that by the time you have accessibility to it, which is going to be the case in the next couple of years, 3 years, it's too late. It's already too late, right? So I want to implore upon you on this, that pay attention to these trends when they come. And when they come, there'll be a very short window where the people who are the first movers get all the traction before anybody else, right? And then when they do, it seems too easy. And then when the rush goes away, everything becomes harder, right? It's like your YouTube channel, right? If you're one of the first few people to build a YouTube channel back in 2010, then literally your channel was growing like crazy. If you're one of the first few people to build a podcast, right, in 2019, just before the podcast wave took off, right, you'd be the top podcast player in the game right now. You didn't have to be a genius, you didn't have to be correct, you didn't have to be the smartest person in the room, you didn't have to be perfect in front of the camera. You just basically played the game where you had the first movers advantage. Okay, so that's what I wanted to kind of drive home the point, because sometimes it feels like, okay, you see these articles on news media, right? Well, like AI is hallucinating. Well, you also see like AI, is it like a, if you will, hype cycle, right? I want to give you an example on this, okay, so you folks can understand this even more deeper. Into 1999, right, there was this company called Cisco. You probably already saw this. I'll just show you this graph, okay? So go to Max here. So let's just zoom this in. Okay, so you folks can see. This is, let's see here, March 24, 2000. Okay, so Cisco Networks, Cisco was the one which would create switches and modems and stuff for the internet, right? So during the peak of the internet boom, .com cycle, Cisco was worth like the most valuable company, like Nvidia right now is, right? And then look what happened. In just about a year, it went down by 80%, and it never went back to the height of that point, right? Why? So what happened is, when this was the case, infrastructure was so unique, right, for internet building blocks, and then people thought, wow, internet is the next big thing. Then what happened? For about like 5 years, it just lingered right after the so-called .com crash. Now you see you have e-commerce, which is at the highest growth rate of all time, and all that. People didn't envision it. They thought it was a bust, right? So similarly, what's going to happen, I'll show you. So if you go to NVIDIA, I'll just give you this just so you folks understand how to think about this stuff, right? Let's just go here. So NVIDIA is the same, you see? Doesn't that parallel to that Cisco thing I just showed you? Look at this. Look at this graph, right? And it's going to go down. And then what's going to happen is, because of the infrastructure play is done, it's going to be the technologies that come in because of the AI revolution, just like the internet, just like the mobile phone. What happens next, right? That's how you have to look at it. You're in the early stages. Back then, Cisco modems and all this switches, equipment was so expensive to buy that most people didn't buy. Only enterprises bought it, right? So the same thing applies here too. Okay, please understand, because sometimes I'm explaining it, people are like, it feels like it's too complicated sometimes, but it's not really if you use common sense, right? So that's the reason why I'm trying to explain to you, we're in that phase. So just like how Cisco went up and went down, it's fine. NVIDIA will have the same scenario to an extent, but just like how after the mobile phone got introduced, you had WhatsApp, Snapchat, Facebook, which are just as valuable as these cell phone companies, right? Now, similarly, just with this AI, you're going to have more companies, more technologies that will allow a lot of other industries to grow that you don't even envision right now. But you have to be the first mover, right? If you miss out on it, and I'm in the forefront, that's why I try to teach you folks this stuff. Whether you get talking photos or not, it's all cool, no worries. But the point being that you please understand that the first movers get all like the early bird gets the worm, right? You're the first mover of any technology, whether it's talking photos technology where your photo can talk and look like a real person, emote like a real person, or whether it is you put a text and you can create videos. It sounds nascent right now, but as technology is improving and as we're giving you these updates as well, right? For example, for Artisty, our AI image generator in the version 3.0, for Human Pal, we're version 4.0. For example, for Video Express, we're going to have version 2.0 coming up soon as well. The technology wave will only keep getting better and better, and you get all those updates included for free. You don't have to pay extra, obviously. But because you're in the forefront, it's going to give you opportunities to use stuff, right? Just like how in the early days, if I understood how to use Front Page and Dreamweaver, which were the website design tools back in 2004, 2005-ish, whatever, 2005, today, if you can use these tools, it'll really, really help you have the first mover advantage. You can either choose to go get the subscription plan ones, like say, for example, there are tools like Runway, ML, or all these other tools out there, right? You can go in and let's say you want to get this. It's fine. I mean, you can get the unlimited, so-called unlimited, but then you see this credits, right? Relaxed rate. They add up all these words, right? Like, what does that relaxed rate mean? Okay, am I in the beach relaxing? No, it means like it's slow down, right? Rendering, right? So you see this, right? Even on that, like this is the reason why, because it's these folks too, unfortunately, no matter how much capital they have, they are bound by the monopoly that is out there, which is Nvidia, which is the infrastructure, right? The servers and all these things that you gotta buy. So what I'm trying to get at is understand these technologies. What Yash showed you, the videos, we're getting incredible results with it. Even we are surprised. Like sometimes we look at it like, whoa, a cartoon video speaking, right? Like you just think of it, right? Like a video like this one.
Con Talking Photos, puedes hacer que tus fotos hablen y canten en todos los idiomas.
While she's speaking, I'll just mute it. Like a video like this, so simple, right? Doesn't look so fancy or anything, but some of the highest performing videos. They've even beaten videos where I'm in front of the camera, like for example. So why is that the case? Well, there's no magic to it. It's very simple. First movers. When people see it, it's a new modality. Just like the people who saw the first webinar, people who saw the first podcast, just like people who saw, let's say, for example, the first YouTube professional video, like Mr. Beast video with big budget, right? Stuff like that. So it's just that modality shift adds to that. Okay. So Yash, I know you're checking the comments. Are people getting this? I hope they are, right?
Yep. Yes, they are, and it's like I want to. Can you share your screen? Show Facebook. Like it is bombarded with so many crazy videos that I can't even think about. You know, with
Okay,
multiple
cool,
video
cool. Let's do
backgrounds.
that. I'm kind of
Yeah,
excited to see it.
yeah,
Okay.
it is so cool.
All right, here. This is all our users, right? What they are doing, what they're posting, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
wanted
cool,
to.
cool, cool. Just gonna
Yeah, let's
log
see.
in
So I'll show you. Come
here.
down.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's an e-commerce product commercial video in Malayalam. Very
Wow.
cool, right?
Crazy. Then let's go next. Let's now. That's me. Okay.
Yeah.
This is another one. Cool.
That's a music video though.
Excellent. What is this? Cool. You see that? That's like this is what we just showed, right? It was an example you showed. Somebody already implemented it, and I created the
Exactly.
video. Pretty cool.
And now you'll see more stuff that will blow
This
your
is
mind,
cool.
like that. Group videos.
So one of the requests was I wanted to address this. Okay, it's noted. So in cases like this, right, you have a group photo shot, right, and you only see this one girl singing. So what we are working on, I spoke to our team yesterday actually because we saw feedback on it. So we're working on a technology where all the girls can sing. Okay, when
Yes, sir.
When you have a group shot like this, it's just going to take us some time to implement it, but we hear you. In cases like this, it kind of makes it more cooler, right? So
Yes,
that's why we are seeing your feedback to stuff like this, because I didn't envision it, right? When you create videos like this, it makes more sense. Yeah.
yeah, and Joe, yes, you can upload a 3 minute long MP4, MP3, and
Yeah.
then have the full song sung.
Yes. So for example, in this case, it was 1 minute, 57 seconds, right? Of this person standing and speaking here. So they uploaded, let's say, or text to speech, like an entire 1.5 or whatever, 2 minutes, either song or audio, and then you can have speak, right? And in this particular case, you look at it, he put text effects, he put a background, it's perfect, right?
Yeah, and you'll
So,
see another video from him. You'll love that.
yeah,
From Reed. Yeah.
yeah. This one,
Yeah,
right?
look at that. So good, right?
Yep, yep.
Sci-fi,
Pretty cool.
mystical. I love this.
Yep, excellent.
It just looks like a Hollywood movie. Like it's no different.
With the animations on the back and everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, and Joe, yes, it will lip sync the song, 100%.
Yes, you can make it.
Whatever song you'll put, it will lip sync the vocals, basically.
Yep, yep, yep. So here, same thing here. Like you see this one person speaking, we can have both speaking at the same time as well. We're working on that. We see, we hear you. This one is really looking good as well. So
vertical style will work like crazy on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
Shorts,
exactly.
Instagram Reels.
Yeah, it's all about like being first to market, right? Like, because your competition, what is your competition doing? I'll tell you what your competition is really doing, right? They're going to platforms like Fiverr.com, right? They'll go to Fiverr.com and then it'll be like UGC TikTok or something. They'll search.
Let's see.
Right? Actually, yeah. So you see this right here. I'll create a UGC video for you, 15-second TikTok, $108 Canadian. So that's about like whatever, $100 US, 15-second. If you want 60-second TikTok, $400, something
crazy,
like that,
right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? So now, I mean,
just a one video, for a 1 minute video.
And here's the thing: 6-day delivery. This is the other problem. right? So not only can I create a video, maybe it's not going to be 100% as good, 90%, right? But if I can generate in 6 hours, 100 videos like this, well, I'll have an edge over whoever is paying her money, right? To get it. So it's all about that. You have to understand, where am I getting the edge? Where am I getting that speed, right? Where am I getting the speed of implementation? Where am I getting that edge over my competition? Because the idea is, with social media, and whether it's for clients and stuff like that, it's all about, can I put as much out there as possible, as quickly as possible? Because you never know which video goes viral. You never know which who is watching your video, right? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, there are markets out there, like insurance and legal lawyers and plastic surgeons and stuff. Like, you create 100 videos, right? Like this, like in a few minutes, talking videos or whatever. And each video gets one visitor, right? Just one. Like, one person watched it. Their neighborhood, somebody was like, okay, I want to search for a plastic surgeon or whatever. Each plastic surgeon is about $10,000 for a procedure, average, right? From those 100 viewers, if they get one client, it's worth it for them. You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at it from that perspective. It's not about millions of views like people say and stuff. Like, I know influencers, really, they produce content for like 50 views, 200 views, right? The point is, those people who are watching it are very sophisticated people that they're targeting, right? And that's what matters. Like, you must have seen it, right? Like, you wanted to get a plumber, let's say, right, in your home, or you wanted to get an electrician, or you wanted to get, say, for example, somebody like that, and you wanted to have a solution, right? Now you just go and search. There might be like 123 views they have, 125 views in their YouTube channel or their website, right? But at the end of the day, you watched it, you're sold, you go and you get the service done from them, right? You must have seen examples like this, right? So basically, that is the idea, right? And yeah, thank you, Joe. Appreciate you for getting it. But I just want you to understand, folks. Okay, so when we say, like, I'll put up an example here. So when we say some of these examples that I'm showing you, right? Like, this stuff is basically going to really, really give you an edge over your competition, because of the fact that you're able to dominate your competition. Let's say, for example, this video.
Full body talking video, created with Talking Photos AI. I started with a static photo and turned it into this video, where my lips perfectly sync with the audio and my hands move like a professional spokesperson. You can upload your own photo and...
So let's say you start off with a photo and you did this. With Talking Photos, you're going to get it once we release it in about 3 weeks, right? That's why you're getting an early bird discount of 50%. Okay, $87. You can do merry way, right? It's technology that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to maintain and build and update and all that kind of stuff. In some cases, even millions, right? So the point I'm making is, this video right here, if I could create 100 of these, and if I go back to the example here, right, versus this here, right? This right here, where somebody's paying $400, 15-second video, $100, and it's 4 days to do. There's only one revision or whatever. This is the competition. Like I know some people are like, okay, whatever. Give me another example. Like, this is another one, $167. Let's look at the cheapest one here.
Yeah, and it's crazy, guys. Honestly speaking, it has just, specifically with the lip sync feature, it has changed the way how we think about, because it's just thing, right? It's social media. It's so much, how do we call, commoditized. Like, your one video has zero value, right? Until or unless you do it on scale, right? And the problem, right? Every business owner you go to, you tell them, I'm gonna give you a one video for $70 or $100. They always like, I need 10 videos, right? Like, what am I gonna do with one video? I need 30-day content. I need a year-long content, right? Am I just gonna have like one content on my social media channel or stuff like that? And it has made personally my life so easier, that I can put up so many videos, and you never know, guys. I wanted to show you one of our users, just like among users like you, she created a video, Paul, and it was a kids rhyme video, a minute or 50 seconds long, and in 7 days she got 100,000 views. Yeah, and I'll show you that.
You never know which one will do well. I mean, that's the thing. You're never sure, right? And you want to put out there. This is the problem with most people. They're like, I want to write the perfect book. I want to create the perfect video, and they never create anything, right? And if the opportunity goes by, and now they're like, okay, after 3 years, I've decided now is the time. It's too late, because the opportunity went by. Now you could be the greatest spokesperson, the greatest video creator, but like there's millions of other creators now you're competing against, right? So like I also wanted to address one other important point, okay? And I sometimes try to explain this, people don't get it. Please understand, be very, very serious stuff, okay? This is very serious stuff. One of the things that people don't understand is when technology changes, the adaptation window you cannot resist. Okay, the rules of the game we didn't invent, I didn't invent, right? Rules of the game is value, right? So all these people here just about a year ago, right, they could command. You see all these people have reviews, people are making sales here, right? But if you really look at it with AI, in the next 6 months to a year, these people will be done, right? They will not get the same level of sales that they got. Now you could be one of the people who might say, look, it's unfair, like AI is taking away jobs or whatever. Or you play the game the way the rules are laid out, who's providing the most value, right? It's like this, right? When AI came in, I was one of the first few people with text to speech, right? Which sounded almost as good as human text to speech. A lot of people, spokespersons, started to lower their cost of producing their voice, right, by 80%, 90%. Translation is an example, right? When Google Translate came in, where you can type in any text and you can translate in any language for free, well, your translators, right, basically who would charge a huge amount of money are out of business. Now, the only translators who make money are politicians who translate for politicians, like presidents or like diplomats and stuff, right? Because there's value in that unique and perfect translation, so you don't want to miss any nuances, right? Other than that, the translation business is out. People who could translate for everyday common people, right? So what I'm trying to explain is technology comes in, it completely reshapes an economy. People will fight it. People will try to avoid it. People will say, well, I don't agree with it and stuff. And then it becomes normal, right? It's like, for example, the perfect example is Zoom or GoToWebinar or like this live stream I'm doing, right? Just about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, or even just 10 years ago, in order for me to talk to you, we'd have to go get in and I had to invite you folks to come to a hotel. We have a presentation. Then you all have to pay for the flights, the tickets for it, the hotel and everything. Then you have to be in a room in a specific time. And effectively, if you will, basically pay a lot of money in order to get the same information I'm sharing with you right now, where you can jump in with your phone and it's accessible to you, this education, right? This was not possible 10, 15 years ago. Those who know it, right? Because broadband internet connection was not that good. Accessibility was not that good. So similarly, what's going to happen is with these technologies that are coming in, right now they're in the early stages, but really quickly, right? Innovation happens so quick that if you miss out now, I mean, by the time you come in, it's already too late, right? And this is what happens quite a bit. When the computer came in, the people who were using the typewriter were out of business, right? When a laptop came, people who have only used a desktop computer, those big bricks, they couldn't sustain the flexibility that came in. When mobile phone came in, people who could only use laptops no longer can have the flexibility of being anywhere, having their phone, right? So the point I'm making is every revolution will cause disruption. And the fact is, which side will you be? Are you going to be in the losing side or the winning side? Simple, right? You want to be adapt or you want to perish, right? You got to always adapt, right? So just understand that, okay? It's just the reality of it. I mean, it's so unfair. I could argue these folks are spending their time, energy, their creativity, if you will, right? They bought equipment, camera equipment and stuff, like lighting equipment and stuff, right? Like you see the microphone, like this gentleman here, you see the microphone he has, all this stuff. This is not cheap. This is tens of thousands of dollars in equipment you got to spend to get these things in, right? And the editing that it takes and all that. With AI, this stuff will be sped up like you've never seen before at your fingertips, so you can just type stuff, whatever comes into your head or whatever AI tools will write for you, and then now you can produce stuff, right? Isn't that mind blowing if you think about it? And that's how I want you to look at it, okay? Because if you have just that one little edge, you'll never feel, okay, I missed the mobile revolution, or I missed Google search revolution, or I missed a podcast revolution. No, this is it. This is the next wave, whether you like it or not, whether people accept it or not. Only 1.5 year in, matures at about 3 years, which means we have about another year and a half for you to get up to speed with it. That's why we educate you for free. Me and Yash and our team, right? We always try to educate you and put you up to speed with this stuff, because at the end of the day, those who get it right, who implement it, just they just blow up like crazy, right? Like as an example, I try to show behind the scenes stuff for you folks, right? One of the things that makes a lot of businesses struggle, right, to succeed today in today's world is let's say imagine this gentleman here. It's a 15-second video ad, right? It's whatever, $150 US or whatever, let's say, right? 60-second ad is $260, right? Now, the problem is a business has to not only pay this gentleman a lot of money to create the videos, now they have to pay for the advertising to get eyeballs to see the videos. And thirdly, they have to, on top of that, pay for their customer support team, appointment, like a receptionist team. Let's say it's a brick and mortar business. They have to pay rent for their office or shop or whatever. All these costs add up, right? Now imagine if one element of the cost has been reduced, right? Like instead of paying $268, it's like $2 now, or even nothing, realistically speaking, right? Now that gives them an incredible amount of savings that could be the difference between them surviving or failing, right? So that's how you have to look at technologies. That's the only way small businesses can compete against the big behemoths out there, right? Who have more capital than them, David and Goliath, we like to say, right? So hope that is clear, okay? So that you can understand it and then you can implement it into your life here, okay? So because as I said, every time something comes in, there's always the saying where like, okay, is this the next, if you will, boom or bust thing or hype cycle, or like, is it AI hype or whatever, right? And I can tell you, as somebody who's in the trenches right now, actually doing stuff, spending millions of dollars of my own money right now to actually put this into play, I can tell you for a fact that with all the smartest people in this industry, the smartest, like let's say, for example, Facebook is spending tens of billions of dollars. Tesla, Elon Musk is spending tens of billions of dollars on it. Apple is spending, every company you can think of, right? Technology companies spending so much money on this infrastructure. Like I want to show you the funniest thing. You guys will like this, okay? So Amazon bought a nuclear facility, okay, nuclear power plant. Check this out. They bought this in the US. So you see that little tower? That's a nuclear power plant because they don't have enough power for all these data centers and infrastructure. This NVIDIA GPUs, right? So they spent $650 million. You see this? I'll zoom it in so you folks can see it. This is very recent, actually, a few months ago. And they bought this in Pennsylvania, right? Because of the nuclear power plant. So what I'm saying is, like, would you believe it? Would you think, like, these things, like we're seeing right now, like stuff like some AI spokesperson, or whether like to look at it where you prompt and you can create an image, right? They're actually, the infrastructure that is behind it is worth hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, right? And all this infrastructure that is going in there, they're not foolish, right? These companies are not stupid. They're putting it out there. So it's like this: when Henry Ford built the first car, right? The infrastructure for it was not there because you had horses, right? And so when the roads were built, right, then at that time more people started using the car, right? Simple. Similarly, with this infrastructure that is going in, more people use AI than before because it was not possible before, right? So just understand that, like, some of these things you read, it's like these numbers don't even make sense, right? Like for one facility, they own hundreds of these or thousands of these data centers, like you can imagine, right? So I want you to understand that, like, every time, right? Like even the mobile phone in the beginning, nobody had a smartphone, right? Then iPhone came in, Samsung, other phone makers, everybody has a phone now, right? Everybody can go to the internet with their phone, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, because of that, more people buy stuff on the internet now than even on brick and mortar stores. It was not the case just a few years ago. Because you had the phone, connecting to the internet, because you had this 4G, 5G infrastructure, which the governments built, these big companies bought, Verizon, Rogers, AT&T, you get the point, right? The big companies. Because of that, more people could browse the internet. So what I'm saying is, because of this infrastructure being invested by these big companies, more people, your everyday users, will use AI, right, in ways you never thought before in the next few years. And because of that, those who are in the early stages will be just like the first person who built the first mobile app when the iPhone got released, right? The first person who built a podcast, so the first person who found out, okay, I was one of the few in the search engine space, right? Okay, Google is big. Let's build some websites to rank on Google, right? So easy those days. I didn't even know it was that easy. If I knew it, I built hundreds of thousands of websites. I didn't know, right? At that time, it felt, whoa, okay, maybe I'm not the only one. Maybe other people know this stuff. And I realized that nobody knew. They were all naysayers. People are like, I like my yellow books, thank you. Yellow pages. Remember those yellow pages books? I like it, thank you. I don't want to search for something, right? I don't believe in search, right? And then lo and behold, right? So just I'm trying to explain to you folks, because just technology waves, this is how they happen. I'm just telling you the past. Sometimes it feels like I'm rambling, but I want you to look at the way how big businesses, big enterprises, they build the infrastructure first, like just like how they build the railways to transport stuff, they build the roads for the cars, just like for the buses or whatever, trucks, right? Just like how ships had to have water, like ships had to be built, and then they had to create channels, right? Like, so you understand, right? When the infrastructure gets built, like that's how you can actually have everyday common people, and more usage will happen, right? So that's what's going to happen. So if you think OpenAI or ChatGPT, everybody knows, actually not the case. Only a small percent of the world is using it right now. Then in the next 2 to 3 years, as this infrastructure does, and it becomes cheaper and cheaper over time, what's going to happen is that more people will have accessibility, like people in Africa, Asia, Latin America, right, will have access to it. And by that point, it's too late. Because now what's happening is you missed the boat, right? Because it's too late. I mean, what are you going to do, right? You came in too late, right? So that's what I was trying to tell you. Like, imagine if you are the greatest salesperson in the world right now, but you do late night commercials right now. Too late. You should have been the first year or 2 years when late night commercials on TV came in, right? It's too late now. Radio, when the radio was invented, if you were the first few people to understand the potential of radio and put some commercials in there, you would have been much better off, right? Similarly, right now we're in the early stages of the game, right? So if you understand that and you feel like me, our team can assist you in that, at least be part of our community, in our group. Like if we have this group, I share free stuff all the time in our community here, like in our group. Like I'm sharing you all these projects here, right here, because sometimes, we are in this space, it feels like, whoa, what's so great about a talking video like this? But you understand, for everyday people, it's revolutionary, not because the way you're thinking. What they're thinking is, oh, I just want to know Egyptian history or Bible stories for my children to teach to my family. They just want the conveying of messages, right? Let's say, for example, somebody's searching for something, right? Like how 10 tips to lose weight, or whatever it is, 10 ways to quit smoking, or whatever. They just want the information, and you can convey it in a nice, interesting way. They'll watch it. It's not like, oh, you need to be professionally laid out and stuff. Like this one right here, Billy built this, right? And I don't know if Billy is here in this live stream, but I'm pretty sure he'll tell you it just took him like maybe a few minutes to finish this. Like before, you needed to be an animator to be able to do this. You needed to have a voiceover artist to create the voice. You needed to have an editor to come in and edit this stuff.
Character, 3D
Yeah.
expert, 3D designer,
Yeah.
storyline, so much, like, I mean,
Yeah. Now you might say, well, but it's not the same as a Pixar movie. Well, a Pixar movie is $400 million budget, right? It's not like everybody's sitting out there and saying like, I want to be a Pixar movie, but the technology will get there. And when it gets there, it's too late, because what's going to happen is Pixar's 400 million budget will become 50 million, let's say. And at that point, this will get too saturated. But stuff like this will be too common then. And in 3 years time or whatever, and it's too late now, because at the end of the day, it became commonplace, right? Just you have to understand, right? Like just understand, this is how the game is played. I didn't invent it. I didn't invent the rules. The world is where the first movers get all the advantage. The game is that the big corporations will always have enough money to get the infrastructure built. And the game is that the only way you and I, a small business with no backing, no capital, let's say, or even for that matter, no experience or crew or big staff, team, equipment, all this stuff, the only way we can compete is you got to get a competitive edge. You got to get an unfair advantage over your competition. And the only way that happens is you got to be the first in the game, right? If you're too late, even by a couple of years in many cases, you missed the boat, right? So that's why when I was trying to tell you, sometimes I see comments, right? Like, oh, Paul, like, I get it. I see this power of this video, like, but her hands, a little bit off, right? It's only going to get better, the technology. This right here, for everyday people who are watching a video like this from a simple photo and some script or a voice or whatever you uploaded, this is 90% as good as you paying hundreds or thousands of dollars for a 60-second UGC or user generated content or spokesperson content, correct? Now, when you do this on scale before everybody else, that is what's going to set you apart. Does that make sense? That's why when I'm saying, when you look at value proposition, either you pay $87 here, right, and you get it. If you don't get it too, it's okay, fine, no problems. Or your competition or your like businesses out there are going right now, they don't know AI exists, maybe you do but they don't, they're going and checking out this as a comparison point. 15 seconds $100, 30 60 seconds $400. Even the cheapest person, I was seeing who was the cheapest, this guy here, right? He's basically $70 or so, right? For like a premium, it's like $100 or so. Okay, for one video, basically $100. That's the cheapest person right now. Okay, you can either your competition right now or your businesses right now are paying $100 here, US dollars, I'm going to say, or you can just pay let's say $87 there. Up to you, right? You see what I'm trying to explain to you, and that's why when I say, at the end of the day, it's all about value proposition, how you look at it, first movers advantage, right? You got to be there. And I often say this to everybody here, right? The world is very unfair, I mean, it's it already. Like, there are people out there, like, say for example, right now, working really, really hard labor in, let's say, warehouses. They're like lifting heavy equipment right now, and they get paid minimum wage, right? And then there are people out there like now sitting in front of the computer, literally building videos. Like, let's say for example, even this person, right? Let's say her, right? Like, to make $400 for a 60-second TikTok, but she just has to speak in front of the screen, literally. She just doesn't have to go in the hot climate, doesn't have to lift heavy equipment out there. She's just reading a script. How is that fair? You tell me, right? Like, that's not a fair world, right? But the game is that it's all value proposition. Right now, these types of videos are killing it, doing really well on TikTok, social media and stuff. So people value this type of content to be able to pay this kind of money, right? Now, is that fair or not fair? I'm not here to be a judge. All I'm saying is that that's how the game is played, right? Is that fair? You decide, right? The question then is, how are you going to be in the forefront of technology, right? The only way you're going to be in the forefront of technology is understand that if this is what somebody's willing to pay, then how much are they making from that, right? Obviously, nobody's just doing like, okay, I have free money, let's just throw $400 at a 60-second video and do nothing with it, right? So they must be making some return on that money. So the point I'm making is that if you do hundreds of these, then there must be more value than doing one, right? Yeah, Yash, go ahead.
Yeah, and the beauty is that these kind of videos are working well, which is the simple psychology, right? Is you get their attention, they see something that's never done before, a cartoon speaking the concept, and it's so crazy. But with that, I want to give you an example, right? So basically, share my screen. I'll make it super quick. You see this one, Paul? My screen is visible, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So see Melanie. So here's a video I posted on YouTube channel last week, right? So she just created a video. So like my mind was just blown away with that. All right. So this is a commercial. I'm just gonna skip that. So basically, this was a video that was uploaded a month ago, and she didn't even have like thousands of subscribers, something like that. She had like back then like 100, 200 subscribers, and she got like 100,000 views. Look at that. Like, that's the beauty, right? And this is the entire video she created using Video Express. You can see that. It's the old McDonald song that's viral. It's a 2-minute long video. And you see, like, the beauty here is that these videos are being played and replayed. If you hover over these timeline, you will see what is the part of that video that is being replayed. And YouTube AI will show you that these are the part that are being replayed, and people love that. People love watching it again and again and again. It can be kids and different sector of people, but the idea here is your experience and when and how are you starting in this AI era doesn't matter anymore, right? Like, you don't have to worry about that. I'm just starting now. Look at her, right? 161,000 views for YouTube. Actually get it, and her average view, she's getting 1,000 views. Recent views, 2,000 views, 6,000 views, and let's see when she uploaded, right? So far 174,000 views by just 10 videos. Okay.
And the key thing here is just put it out there. One video made up for all. Like I say, one home run, right? You don't need like to go sit there and make a perfect video. It's just a question of like putting it out there. You never know which one will click, and the question is that one will make up for all the other headaches and other failures, right? That's all it really
Exactly.
is.
Exactly. And then, sorry, there are so many ways you can monetize this video. We'll be covering about that, in future trainings. But you can sell these videos, right, to clients, right, for their scripts. You can create these videos as your own to do affiliate stuff on TikTok and all that. If you want to do that, you can run on your own faceless YouTube channels and get monetized. And did you know Facebook also does monetization, where YouTube shows ads, right? You can multiply your results by doing nothing. All you have to do is post the same video on Facebook as well. You know why? Because Facebook also pays you money, right? They have a monetization, which we will deep dive into that. So there's so many possibilities. There's so many ways you can create a theme page, right? And you can sell that like it's an asset now, right? And these assets are valued anywhere from $100 to $1,000, right? One account. Why people buy it? Because they can then link their store to that, and that's the audience that you gathered, right? Now, currently, anywhere the Melanie's channel that she has created right now, in this time where she has already got 174,000 views and already 400 subscribers, active audience is valued at anywhere between $200 to $500 minimum. If she goes into the marketplaces, people would buy that. Why they would buy it? Because there's momentum, right? And there are buyers out there, and so many options that we will cover in detail. But the list just goes on and on. And then you can create any kind of video. We call it human, we call it singing videos, we call it 3D animated videos, we call oh yeah, Paul, just one other thing that I got from this is we got two formats, right? I think we have another format in everyone's account, like we how many formats we have currently. We have horizontal,
Yeah.
we have vertical, and we have upcoming in the
Yeah,
pipelines.
the 1:1 we are working on. That's for like Instagram news feeds and stuff. The thing is,
Okay.
for that one, we are the lip sync part works fine. What we are trying to work on is like the movements around, right? Like say the
Okay.
camera zoom and pan. That one we're still testing. So if
Okay.
people are okay, maybe you guys can let us know if you're okay without the zoom and pan of animation, but you just want talking. Then that's that we can implement.
Yeah.
Let us know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, basically like without the background movement that works the best,
Mm,
right?
mhm,
So yeah,
mhm.
yeah, so that's the thing, guys. And then and the ability. So for example, right, someone was saying, can I create my YouTube video in Urdu? Yes. Did you know that there are Urdu channels that are more successful than English channels, because just that the supply and demand. Can I show you that quickly, right? Can I share my screen? Just one second, I'll show
Yeah,
you
no.
that real quick. And I'll send you this link as well. I'll give you guys this link. It's pretty powerful, right? So all right, I'm going to share my screen. So it's just all kind of it's all works, right? So it's just that one second. Yeah, can you see my screen, guys? So screen is visible, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. Awesome. So you see that these are channels. These are Urdu channels that are apparently doing more of views, number of views, and then number of subscribers. Basically, look at that, right? This Moonlight Urdu channel, and merely like it's like 8 minute, 6 minute long videos. The kind of videos you can create using Video Express. 11,000 views, 200,000 views, 31,000 views, 70,000 views, 4,000. And it just let's see when she created the channel, right? Let's see. I don't know if it's male or female, but let's see. Yeah. So this channel was created in December 25 and already got 4,000 views by just 30 videos. Look at that. That's the power, right? And the most popular video got 200,000 views, right?
And here's the thing, okay? I just want to mention something quick, okay? So what's gonna happen is in 2 years' time, right? This like people will be like, oh wow, that's it. AI could do this kind of, yeah, I'm gonna create my channel. I'm gonna do it right now because I just finally got the motivation to get started. And it's too late because these are the type of channels that are already grown, they already got the audience, they've already got the reach. by then you're too late, because at the end of the day you couldn't really
Unfortunately.
adapt fast enough, right? So
Yeah.
just understand that. So it's like, why are they getting the views? It's just because it's such a new thing that it's captivating people's attention, and they're first to market, we like to say, right? They're getting it out there quickly. Like this one right here is another example.
Look at that. It's a lip sync video. It's a lip sync video, just like the kind of videos you can create with talking photos, and just upload it, 4 months ago, and already got like 400. Let's see, like average views, 10,000 views. So you got animated Bible stories, African folktale, right? I'll show you even newer examples, right? Like people with less amount of subscribers doing crazy amount of volume, right? One second. Let's just watch this example, right? African
And
tale.
by the way, folks, we'll give you this as a bonus as well for those who got the talking photos, so you can study these channels and see what's working.
Exactly.
And this is one of
Exactly.
them. You'll get this Google Doc, so you can study all
Yep.
these channels to see how to replicate stuff like this. Because then if you see, oh, wow, that's all they did to get that many views, okay, I can now replicate. At least it's belief, right? That's the big point. People give up because they think, okay, I need to have a big budget movie. I gotta have a video editing experience, right kind of equipment. Only if I got the best camera, I'm gonna create a video. Only if I pay that $15,000 cinematic equipment, lighting, camera, can do it. No, it doesn't work that way, right?
Yeah.
It's all about, can you convey your message in a nice
and
way.
and I just wanted to tell you, right, that this is the difference between what I also now regret, right? Back in those days, like I'm still early into everything, but in 2017, 2018, I always think that, okay, this is like, internet marketing is something, not gonna sustain, and AI, this marketing fad and all this, right? This time, same time in February this year, when everyone was saying that AI is a fad or that, this channel got 6.8 million views by just 18 videos. Now think about that. Think about the possibilities, and think about the opportunities that it opens up, the new possibilities that it opens up, the new audience. Now you've got this audience who are interested into that, and it opens up different avenues, right? You can start with one. You don't have to start all of them together, and all it takes is just 2 minutes a day. That's it. I should just show you like a video that we create, like 2 minute long video. It takes me like 10 minutes, right? And that is the power. So that is the thing where that when something, like there's a, like we will share you the chart, right? When everyone, there is this hype cycles, and there's these cycles, right? Paul was mentioning about the mobile app industry, right? There's this e-commerce wave and all these waves, right? And there's always this early stage. Nobody believes in that. Nobody talks about it, but there are silent underground players who are killing it, who are crushing it, right? And who takes the advantage gets the benefit,
I'll
right?
give you an example, guys. This is the chart I'll show you, Yash. Then, like for you guys as well, gals, here as well, right?
I want to
This is
see that.
retail e-commerce sales worldwide from 2014. I remember I was there in 2014. So it's the funniest story ever. Okay, around this time, around 2014, there was like 1.3 trillion or 1,300 billion, right? Here, exactly here, people are like, it's dead. E-commerce is dead. It's saturated right now. It's over because everybody's talking about buying stuff on Amazon, buying stuff on eBay, buying stuff on Etsy or whatever, right? And like I was thinking in my mind, where maybe they're right, because maybe I'm too late. Like, what's happening? But the thing is, as with every revolution, it's when the chart is like this, right? You just don't have to be smart. You know what I mean? You could come here and succeed here, here. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter. The point, though, what separates everybody, though, is at this point here, right? At this point here, let's say here, right? It's much harder to come than if it was here, right? Because what
Exactly.
happens here is that there's not many companies still, because there's still naysayers. There's still people, writing articles. Like I'll show you, right? You'll see this AI bubble, right? This is like so many articles on this, right? Are we in AI bubble, right? Like you go to news
Yes,
right
we
now.
are.
There's still so many naysayers, right? Big tech is spending billions. Some of Wall Street see it as a bubble. Could the AI bubble be about to burst? $1 trillion booming sector,
And
but
then
it's
that
not the
bubble has
bubble.
been bursting since like years, right? And then
Yeah.
another thing you see, right? Most of you folks will relate to that in 2016, 2017, when this Dollar Shave Club. Paul, do you see that? The Dollar Shave Club. That guy just created a random video in his garage, not in his garage actually, it is in his factory, and he like $1 billion company, right? Just like that, where if nobody knew about YouTube, it posted videos on YouTube and just blew up, right? So that is
Yeah,
the thing.
so this was the stuff, I think, if I'm correct, folks. I'll just show you because visually it'll be easier. Shave
Dollar Shave
Club
Club, right? Yeah.
original ad. This was the video, okay?
Exactly. He
2012.
posted it in
And
2012.
yeah, 2012, 28 million views. And this built, they sold it to Gillette recently. The thing
Yeah.
though is that if you see this here, right now, you can go to Fiverr and pay somebody like maybe 300, 400, $500 to get a video like this done, right? Or you can even do it yourself, right? The thing though, when it came, it was revolutionary. And this gentleman built an entire
Exactly.
business off of a simple ad like this, right? It was funny and all that, I get it. But the point I'm making is that it was in the early stages. Always the winner takes it all, right? 2012 was the time, right?
And
Early stages of YouTube too by then, at that point.
exactly.
So the story of this, Yash, you'll find it interesting. Okay, so how this started,
Okay.
because I read about this somewhere. So this guy right here, he had an idea in his marketing class in university, and everybody were laughing at him when he said that, hey, I'm gonna create shaving razors and blades, and I'm gonna sell it on the internet. They're like, how are you gonna compete with Gillette, which is in Walmart and Target and all the other places, Costco, whatever? How are you going to sell it? And just as like to show them like it's possible, he did it. Even he didn't expect it'll take off, right? The funny story, because he was like, you guys are all saying no, I'll just do a video just to show you what's possible. And then he just created it as an experiment, and then it took off, right? So similarly, what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, as with all technologies out there, as with everything, the fundamentals will always apply, right? Like if you go into, let's say, like the Video Express application, let's say we go here, or you go to Talking Photos or whatever. I mean, who would have thought you could just create an image with a prompt, like just put something and you can create it. Like I could say Disney, let's say cute 3D cowboy character holding, let's say, for example, let's say brown leather wallet, right? And then you generate like an image off of it. Well, this one I put human, but let's say you could select human, 3D, whatever, right? The point I'm making is like you could just, if you're a mistake, just click generate before you need to be good in Photoshop and all the other stuff to be able to do this, and then create a video off of it, which is even more crazy, right? I see this right here, pretty crazy, right? You can make him talk now. You may even do all this other stuff. Who would have thought just with like just a couple of clicks you could do this, right? So now for you, you might be like, I've seen this before. Okay, I get it. But for 99% of the world, they don't even know this is possible, right? So once they figure it out, because what's going to happen, and even that one was not bad. Like even when the category was weird. So the point I'm making is, right, like if you think about it, right, this is technology in your fingertips, right? Now you can make this person talk just by clicking this Talking Photos, and then just create talking photo, and then import audio, voice recording, or text to speech in any language you desire, right? Simple. Or you can even replace the background. You can remove the background, put whatever background you desire in the background, right? And that's also possible while keeping the original elements intact. So this is stuff that was impossible before that we can do just where I can show it to you just right out of the gate. And technology is improving a lot more faster, right? So what this gives you is speed. And with our training, it's more, that's why a lot of people say our training is more valuable than the technology they buy itself. It's because we're doing this in the trenches right now, right? We're experimenting every day. We're seeing, and even sometimes we get surprised. Wow, okay, this stuff is doing so well. Why? And when we experiment, it's like doing so well. We want to teach you that stuff, right? So you can implement it. So the question is very simple, which I want to drive home today, right? Which is, what's the value of making any photo, talk, or sync, right? If you see here right now, in our Facebook group, these are all the talking photos people are posting here, right? Correct? Now, with hand movements, this is going to get better. In 3 weeks, we're going to come up with the hand movements with the talking photos, a solo application, which you can try now right away. And in 3, that's why you're getting a discount, because once it releases and it's finished and it's launched, it's going to be double the price minimum. And then it's going to have credits and limitations and upgrades and all that stuff for you. But you don't have to do all that. For you, it's going to be all inclusive, right? So something that you put out there right now is good enough. This is good enough to get results right now. But you add hand movements, you add text here, you add captions, you add, say, for example, for instance, realism to it, right? That just takes it to another level, right? And that is the only way you can be up to the latest trends and stuff. Otherwise, you're going to just be missing out, right? Because you're going to be sitting there thinking 2 years from now, well, am I too late in this? I should have at least given it a shot, right? That's why we price our stuff so low, actually. The point is, this is right here. I'm giving it to you for $87 simply because try it out. She'll get 30 days to try it out, 14-day free trial if you decide to do so. It's just really cheap for you to at least put your foot in the sort of next step. Like you say, foot in the door, right? You get your feet wet in the ocean before you know how warm it is, right? And then you're like, okay, I'm just going to dive now. So same concept. Then what happens is you're going to get all the updates we make and all the developments we're making as quickly as possible. And then the other great part is with our training, you'll be up to speed with the latest technologies and revolutions and stuff like that, right? Because what I want you to understand is it's your very, very early stages of what's going to be the next mobile revolution, the internet revolution and stuff like that. And I'm not just saying it just because it sounds cool. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. We're investing a lot of in the infrastructure. We're spending a lot of time. Like we have PhDs working in our team every single day. We have people who are very smart people, even in our team, testing and experimenting, right? And then once we understand, okay, interesting, this is stuff we thought was not possible before, even we can do it, and we're getting results doing it, it blows people away, right? Like as an example, I was telling Yash this thing where we were just experimenting something recently where like the funniest thing, we posted a video like this one, which was like, this was a few months ago, I think, which is not perfect. Like you see, there's a lot of problems with this thing, right? And we posted it on social media and we got so many comments of like, okay, this stuff is AI, it's scary, AI is gonna it's just hallucinates, like this blah blah blah, right? And that got so many views. And even that, like even the worst variation of AI, right, video got a lot of engagement and comments. And at the end of the day, they say any publicity is good publicity, right? And it helped out. So what I'm saying is imperfection is also okay, because of the fact that you're getting stuff out there as quickly as possible, right? So then when you go more towards perfection, which is stuff like this, right? Or stuff like this, right? Or stuff like this, right? Which is stuff of a photo, by the way, and perfect lip sync. It's going to just really, really take you to the next level simply because of speed of implementation, they say, right? Or even now, like if you think about
This
it,
is
stuff like this.
perfect. It'll engage more people and get us more followers.
This might solve your purpose, and you'll get great results with this.
They clinked coffee cups, and Grace, excited, looked forward to seeing her sales improve.
Sounds
Now
so
another
cool.
just
Ridiculous. Like it took a few minutes to build this one, and this is stuff you can do right now. I mean, you don't have to wait for 3 weeks, right? You can do this right now, the stuff which we showed you earlier in this live stream, right? How to train you on how to create videos like this with multiple people talking, how do you narrate the story and how to put them together and stuff like that. So really what I'm trying to say is that it's possible for you to do this stuff, and it's because of the speed of implementation, it allows you to put your stuff out there much faster than what you thought was possible. And while your competition is waiting for 7 days to get deliverables, right? And revisions and all that. 7 days means a lot in this world, you know, you never know. Let's say you're doing a news channel and you need to say the latest news out there. 7 days, it's impossible. Let's say you're talking about the latest trends and you want to attract a customer, right? Let's say you want to build videos for a client. You could either say 7 days, you got to wait and pay me $500, or I can give it to you in 70 minutes or whatever, right? And at the end of the day, let's have a couple of hours or so. What is it? One hour, right? I'll deliver it and I'll give you multiple variations of it. Who's going to get the actual project? The person who can do it cheaper, better, faster, obviously, right? So the same thing applies here. Okay, is that clear, folks? So yeah, hope that is making sense, right? Now,
and then
sorry.
Yeah, you're saying something?
Yeah. I just want to say we'll announce a couple of winners right now for attending here. So just to keep things fun, what I'm going to do is I'm going to announce one winner for here. And then I will also announce one winner for posting in our group, because they're in live stream right now. People are actually creating content and posting, right? So one random winner from our Facebook group as well, I'll pick to win, because I want to reward people who are also creating projects and paying attention to our training. Okay. So basically, one thing I wanted to ask you folks, right? So we've been talking about a lot of stuff, right? Like we've been talking about like content like this, how to create videos like this one right now. Okay, so let me just play this.
A businesswoman was stressed about marketing and sales. Drew, her friend, joined her for coffee. I've tried making sales videos, but I'm too shy in front of the camera.
Ever heard of Video Express and Talking Faces? They create 3D animated characters that talk and show emotions easily.
Grace watched demos and said, "This is perfect. It'll engage more people and get us more followers."
This might solve your purpose, and you'll get great results with this.
They clinked coffee cups, and Grace, excited, looked forward to seeing her sales improve.
Right.
And
Grace,
then,
a businesswoman.
yeah, and this is just one type of commercial video. Let me just list down what, because with talking photos, you're not just limited to one type of videos, right? As we mentioned, you can create kids educational videos from this. You can create rhyme videos from this. You can create singing videos. You can create 3D character talking, human character talking, conversational talking videos. And let me tell you something that people didn't think about. You can create print on demand ads video as well. Because what you can do, you can take your shirt, a person's wearing your shirt, and let them speak. That's a video, right? Interesting. For the print on demand, if you were to think about it, right? You can create, if you sell ebook promotional, you can do ebook promotional videos with this, right? And then so many, right? If you do online coaching, then you can with this human spokesperson. So yeah, I mean, like, it just, like, the list goes on and on, the opportunities goes on and on, and now it's like let's implementation, right? And that's what we're all about, right? Is what's working, you implement that, just like I showed you, this 3-step process to get the conversational video, and you get exactly like video like this, and you get on social media and you see the results by yourself, and you'll be amazed by it. So no more getting stressed about not getting results. No more spending hours on complicated softwares trying to get just one video good, and then getting demotivated because that one video does not, and let me tell you guys, this is psychologically, right? If I put in hours into something, right, I obviously want that to be perfect, but when I put it, like, it happened with me, right? Like, I put so much time into creating one video, using all those before. It was using all the, going with UGC creators and all these complicated software, just like, so frustrating and demotivating, right? I put that and it makes me zero money, right? It's frustrating. I quit, right? And I ask myself, right? I ask myself this question that, okay, everyone is doing well. Why am I not? And then there's this cycle, right? There's that negative cycle that I always get into. But with this, I don't care, right? I get one video in 10 minutes. I put in an hour, I put 10 videos. And I know with all these perfect examples, the perfect strategy, one of them will blow up and it will make up for everything, right? And that speed of momentum is what gives you the success. Let me tell you, that's the secret, right? That psychological, it's more of a, like these days, right? I'll tell you, right? It's more about that psychological, when, like, it's a physics principle, right? When you get something in moving, it keeps moving. It's very hard to stop. And when something is stopped, it's very hard to get it moving, right? So it's just inertia, right? And this thing, to be able to do it quickly without getting overwhelmed, without going through that learning curve. Okay, tell me, how many of you got talking photos, right? How much time did it take you to learn that? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just few words, copy paste here, there, and you're good, right? You got your videos, you got them on social media and everything, right? Versus a traditional setup, right? And absolutely, Joe, I said this will replace two software that I'm currently paying $70 a month for, right? And then if you include the the image generation software into that, video editing software to combine those videos, if you think about lip sync software, if you think about animation video, right, it adds up. And money wise, it's okay, but for me personally, how it saved me is I don't think and I don't get stressed about videos, because whatever I have in my mind, I get it, I test it, I put it out there. Before, I have to go back and forth with all the creators that Paul showed you, and I have to wait for them, and I have to pay money for them, and then and when it doesn't work, it demotivates, and then I just could not move forward, right? And that's something that like that thing inside me gets me not going, because I feel like I'm stuck. Stuck in something. I'm not growing. I'm not going. I'm not making progress, right? And that just eats me inside, right? Overthinking, negative overthinking cycle, right? But this, okay, I got one video, I got 3 videos, I got 10 videos, I got 20 videos, none of them will succeed. Yeah, I'll just spend an hour a day. So that's the thing personally, how it saved my journey of getting into these negative cycles of overwhelm, over questioning and getting stuck, getting demotivated, quitting, to actually doing thing and getting in momentum. So yeah, I just want to share that quick little personal story. So yeah,
I'm muted.
you're
So
muted.
yeah, I'm muted. I want to announce the first winner.
All
So
right.
basically, what I'm going to be doing is I will be effectively, you know, checking your comments, those who are here live, and also posted in our group because some of you folks have got it. You're learning. You want to see who are there, right? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give you folks like another 30 seconds or so. If you haven't posted yet, let me know in the chat box if you will post in the group, okay? Because I'll also account for that to announce the winner. Let me know in the chat box right now. You will. If you haven't already, Paul, I've looked at the training. I will make a video, a talking photos video. It may not be perfect, but I'll post it up in the group because I see there's a lot of these pending posts as well. That means like 8 other posts just came in, right? Yeah, we are for sure. Okay, cool. All right. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to also take into account you folks as well. All right. And, announce those winners as well. So what I'm going to do is actually, let me just refresh it. So I'll just pick a random number, right? And then I'm going to just check here, either the people who posted here or in the group as well. And I'll announce like a winner. Okay. So I'll give you guys another 20 seconds or so to post in the chat if you will create a video, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick either from the chat here or from because some people are here not paying attention here and actually creating videos too. Want to reward them too, right? So okay, cool. Will post, yeah, cool. That's the key thing, right? Like, the more fun it is to actually create stuff with it rather than just being here on a presentation. And then we are having a lot of fun here, I get it, but that's more useful for you, right? Then you're like, oh, that's how easy it is. Cool, I'm gonna go create more of them, right? That's all it really is, because you can duplicate projects and recreate and stuff like that, right? Excellent, good. So all right, so what I'm gonna do is I am actually gonna write down the name, and I'm gonna all right, cool, that's excellent. Lloyd, great. Eric, great, that's good to see here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is basically then I'm gonna announce one winner right now, and I'm gonna do something even cooler for you folks, okay? So that it makes it more fair, because sometimes people are like, I never win, that sort of thing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna randomly pick a number, and then I'm gonna pick a winner from that number. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see here. Actually, let me get the calculator right now and get that number in here randomly and pick a winner. All right, so all right, excellent. Okay, so congrats to, I got them here right now. I'll announce the first one because she's here as well, I think. Let's see, drum roll please. All right, it's exciting because I also okay, I'll give it to here. Let me add it. Congrats to Bridget Edholm 5. She'll win $100. She was here as well in the live stream. Great. She's been posting content as well, so I want to reward her. And then, so let me write her down here. So Bridget. Actually, she didn't even post a perfect video, but that's great. It's just a fact that she's paying attention, right? Bridget Edholm 5. And I'm also going to pick one more winner, okay, from the chat box, okay? And actually, that's me, let's see here. From the chat box, let's see. People are like, I'll post, okay, cool. All right, so let's see here. All right, congrats to, I'll just pick a random winner here. Will be excellent. Let's see here. All right, cool. Congrats to Joe Hash. $100 winner just for attending here and posting in the chat box. Let me actually write you down here, Joe. Congrats to you, Joe. All right. Now, what I'm going to do to make it even more fun for you folks, almost every day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be picking more people in the Facebook group, just like here for posting, right? I will put a draw, and let me just refresh this real quick here in our group, our Facebook group. All of you folks will see our group, right? every day who are people posting here. And by the way, Joe and Bridget, I'll be getting in touch with you folks. You don't have to do anything. I'll be getting in touch with you. Like Reed here posted here. So we're gonna put you in a draw. Like here, Jignesh here, Deepu here, Serge, Reed again. That's cool. The more video support will put you in a draw. More Steven here, Billy, script real videos. That's fine. Reginald, here is Nandu here. So all you folks here, I'll put you in a draw, and then over the next coming days, we'll keep announcing more winners. Almost, I'm thinking of doing it very regularly, so that way it's more fair. And for those who are testing the application, it's also great, right? Like here is Elaine here. We put this video in, which is great. Rob here, right? Colin, you see, Nettie. Here is John. Okay, so all you folks, right? So what I'm going to do is announce more and more winners there. Okay, is that cool? That way it's more fair rather than I just like randomly picking and it's not. That way I reward people who do that as well. Okay. Now the other thing is if your posts are missing, so right, probably in the pending post. So that's why I said, to be fair, we're gonna approve all the posts because that's where it goes to automatically. But yeah, it should be all there, and we're gonna allocate. Our team will just randomly keep picking from the chat. Okay, don't worry. All right, because it's so good to see all these videos here, which is awesome. All right, so finally, okay, so let's wrap this up here real quick because we are all here for so long. So just to give you a quick overview, Talking Photos AI application, not ready yet. In 3 weeks' time, it'll be ready. And what is unique about that is it'll be focused fully on creating videos like this with hand movements and talking more on realism and more focused on ability for you to create as much realism from one photo. Never been done before. Before it was like you had to be in front of the camera, record yourself and blah, 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 right? In perfect lighting and all that. Here you can start off with like one LinkedIn style photo and get to this level of output, right? So that's the first part. This is going to be ready in about 3 weeks, this feature. Right now, when you get it, just for trying it out right now at 87 or that free trial to try it out to get results before you pay for it. If you want, you can get the 14-day trial slightly more expensive. Basically, the 14-day free trial, how it works is you try it out for 14 days, then you get billed $49 after 14 days, and then 30 days later, another $49. So about 45 days from now, give or take, right? A total of 98 and never be billed again. There's no upsells, no downsells, no cross sells, blah, blah, blah. It's right there, ready to go, right? Now, because of the fact that you're getting an application that's 3 weeks in play, right? About 3 weeks or so, I'll keep you updated, and you're helping us give improvements in this meantime because we're getting more of these training sessions to get your feedback in, and you're helping us make it really, really powerful and really good. You're getting a straight half off because normally an application like this, we've done it before. Even for our loyal customers who've purchased from us in the past, we've sold this stuff for like $179, okay? Minimum, right? And here you're getting it for 87 bucks because of that reason, where you're helping us improve it. You're spending some time giving us feedback and stuff. And right now, what you're going to get access to is, if you got it, right, you're going to have the talking photo capability, which means without the hand movements and stuff, but you'll have the capability to, create, let's say, videos.
Just about
like
marketing and sales.
Right, like this one right here, like of people talking with no hand movements and stuff like that. It can be human or 3D character and stuff like that. With lip sync, you can do this right now. This feature is available. And the other thing here is that as a Talking Photos customer, we're going to bump this up for each scene. It's going to be 5 minutes. Very useful for big songs and big text and stuff like that. And you can use text to speech as well for that. Every time use text to speech costs a lot of money, right? Because there's multiple services for that. Every time you create videos like this, longer length videos cost us money because we're using these highly expensive AI servers and stuff, right? So you can create videos like this right now, like what Yash showed you earlier on. So you're going to get instant replay for this event. So you can cross-reference this again, play back it, fast forward it, go rewind and stuff like that. And also what we're going to do is in the email coming up next 24 hours or so, you're going to have the Google Docs that Yash showed as well that you're going to be sent over to you as a Talking Photos customer as a bonus. This includes case studies, this includes prompts, this includes some other cool things. So that way you can actually check them out and replicate those videos and stuff like that. And on top of this, just the start, what we're going to be doing in the coming days is that the goal is we're going to shut this down permanently and reopen again 2 months down the line or so at a higher price point with credits and limits and all the other stuff, because we want to get your feedback right now. And you don't have to pay anything extra. Even if we release to version 2.0 and stuff, it will be free to you right? The point is that you're helping us improve it. It's in beta right now, right? So you're helping us improve this technology, make it better, eliminate some edge cases and stuff like that. Because of that reason, you're getting a straight 50% off right now. And you're going to get this next generation revolutionary technology like these hand movement videos, where literally you can create off of a single photo, right? That's never been done before. You're going to get that in about 3 weeks time, right? And on top of that, you're also, as I mentioned before, if I open this up real quick, you're going to get the ability to use this technology, which I would say is even cooler than this, which is effectively this, where you start off with one photo and then you can put some prompts, and then with your photo be able to generate with consistency different spokesperson style photos, which then you can convert into talking photos. This is more important because nobody has a studio, nobody has a perfect camera, nobody has somebody else taking photos for them who's a photographer with professional lighting and all that. So you can do this with just a bunch of prompts. So this is the other one that's going to be coming in 3 weeks, because I got your feedback and we're going to do that. And ultimately, the other thing that gets added in with that one is this, which is the background replacement, which is already existing, but for humans never been done before. Okay, so for a video like this, it's much harder to do it, because sometimes what happens is if it's not correct, it will blend in with the clothing and makes it look really weird. So that's the other one. So there is something called, to make this happen, by the way, we have to do something called depth perception. What that effectively means, you got to know, okay, where is she standing? She's standing left, right, center, whatever, complicated stuff. But the point is, it's really high tech, right? You can do that too. That's something you're going to get as well in 3 weeks time, because you're test driving it right now, and you can use the stuff within your technologies that is available within Video Express. Now, if you don't have Video Express, we're going to give you a temporary Video Express account with some limited features, specifically the talking photo feature. And then we're going to, once the talking photos application comes in, you will be pushed over into the solo application. Now, if you already have Video Express, it's even better, because the goal here is that Video Express is slowly turning into a Runway ML, Pika Labs, and I would say it's better than at least Pika Labs for now. And then as we add more features and to it, it's more geared towards like nature videos, documentaries. You can make 3D cartoon videos. You can do all kinds of cool things. And some of the elements here will be directly integrated into Video Express as well, which is really cool, because what that means is that all the best elements of talking photos will be in talking photos, but also you can bring them into Video Express to mix and match and do really cool things as well. The reason why this solo application is going to be even more powerful once it releases, because you're taking your feedback in, right? Making it better and better. One of the things that people asked us was, okay, I get it. Okay, I see it. I see the value of it. Like I see the value of something like this, where it would have cost hundreds of dollars for each video. I'm just starting off with a photo and I'm able to create stuff like this. But, I want the ability to control the emotions a little bit, happy, sad, whatever. I want the ability, for example, to be able to upload my own photos and be able to do some stuff without it being perfect. My photos are just like LinkedIn style photos where it's like waist up right now. Or let's say just right now, me, right? With the way my lighting is not the perfect right now, right? Makes me look a little bit orangish, right? So if I take my phone and I take a photo, right, of myself, I could still create a professional output like that.
Welcome to Master Intro.
So that's the big point we're focusing on. The only way we can do that is if it is focused towards that particular thing. Minute details matter, right? Because you're competing against this user-generated content where real people are speaking in front of the camera, right? So to order to do that realism, little nuances, little details take sometimes months, hundreds of thousands of dollars to do just that little details, right? So that's what we're focusing on right now, as you can see here. And this is why it's so revolutionary. Nothing like this is out there right now for any price. Like if you wanted to go out there and research, you can go be my guest from one photo. Can you create a video like this with hand movements and stuff? Not possible, right? Like imagine, like if you could just do that, it'll be a game changer for you, right? Like a lot of people have, you can even remove backgrounds and stuff, but I just want to show you like a photo like this. Most of you folks can have a photo like this of yours or clients or whoever, right? Now, you can remove the background. That's easy because you can have a background removal included. You can even add your own background and stuff, right? But what if you can have the hands move, speak, and all that with just a few clicks? That is where the game changes, right? Because now you can make that really, really pop, right? Because that allows you to now do some really cool things that you couldn't do before, right? You see what I'm saying? You couldn't do this before. So now that allows you to really pop, right? So for example, I'll show you if I could, if I can. Yeah, this one.
Form a simple photo into a stunning, full-body animated video.
Now, this one, that's why I got the feedback from you folks as well, right? You see the problem with this one: white background, white clothing, right? And also they add like some watches and stuff like that on the hands. So that's an edge case. So when it's going to be finished in the next 3 weeks, it's going to be even better than this output, right? That's the reason why we need your feedback. So I'm showing you all these examples because you'll see the good ones, the average ones, the great ones, and stuff like that. So that when we build it, it's right out of the box. It's going to have all these edge cases sorted. Does that make sense? So that way, stuff like this, I showed you this example, right? Our clothing is not that great here, right? In this particular case, you see, his hand movements are perfect, right? But because of the way the watch is there, you see that watch on his hand to the left, a little bit off, right? That's another thing. We're looking into that. That's the reason why we need your feedback. So when you see stuff like this, you let us know and we're like, oh, okay, interesting. We'll take that into account when we're doing something revolutionary, never been done before, so we can make it the best application possible. You see that watch on the left? That's an edge case, you see? Now, on the other hand here, this gentleman is just wearing a suit, much more easier because there's no watches. There's foreground and background separation here because their suit is black, the other shirt is blue, and the background is white. Very easy, right? So what our plan is that's why I was showing you this earlier here in my screen. What we'll do is when we start off as a photo, you don't have time to go check, oh, am I wearing a watch in the thing? Am I doing all these instructions? All you have to do really is even more easier. Just upload one photo, and that one photo will just create different variations with the poses that are perfectly aligned. So you don't have to worry if your original photo had a watch, your reference photo, we like to call it, or input photo, we like to call it, has glasses or has hair all messed up, right? Doesn't matter, right? Because the output will come good with just one photo, and you can, with prompts, manipulate it. That's the power of Talking Photos, right? And that's why I was saying, just for trying it out before we went live, you're getting it for the lowest price we'll ever offer any application of ours, especially this powerful right now. And it gives you that really, really good edge over your competition once it releases. And because of the collaborative way we're building it, we can do it right from the get-go, and you can have the features you want right away. Because sometimes it's frustrating, right? You request something in the roadmap, and then it's harder for us to implement because now we got to rechange all our tutorials. We got to redo all our workflows, how our steps work. You got to rechange everything. It's impossible to do it once you've already built something. Here, we're taking your feedback in, and we're molding it based on that, right? Let's say, for example, for instances where some of you folks were saying, okay, I would really like it if, for example, you have emotions, right? Now we're going to add that into a thing. So when the application you log in, when it's ready in 3 weeks, here, it's not going to be like this anymore. Now it's going to have emotion capability. You can have happy, sad, whatever. Plus, you can also do other cool things. You could, that even we didn't envision. We're going to keep adding because yesterday and today's feedback I've taken in, and we're talking to our folks, and we can implement that right out of the gate. So it's super powerful in that sense, right? So if you haven't already, grab it. We have other training sessions coming up as well, more prizes to be given away and all that kind of stuff. The next one that we have planned out is coming very soon. Watch out for it. The goal for that one is specifically on, okay, how quickly can you do from start to finish an entire project, but keeping in mind some key elements of the script, the images, and also keeping in mind some little tricks. I'll give you an example of that, okay? Oftentimes, right, in my experience, let's say, like, I've been in this for 15 years, right? You have the same toolkit, I have the same toolkit, but I'll outperform you every single time with limited time. Like, give me 1 minute to write something, I'll do that because of experience, right? But there's some nuances, like some keywords that we use in prompting, some little nuances in the way we structure, let's say, the flow of a video, right? That is what we're going to be talking about. So that way, you can implement it. And all these will be available in the tutorial section, the members area, for you to watch later on as well, okay? You won't be this long, it'll be more crisp, for example. But I wanted to ask all your questions as well, right? So that way you can actually learn, implement it, and all that, right? So that you can implement it and succeed with it long term, okay? Not just now. And also the other cool thing we have coming up soon, because a collaborative experience, right? And we're rolling out the roadmap for this one. and I'm going to show you what all we are working on now and what do you want available. So the sooner you give us feedback, we're going to implement that as we're developing it. Because as I said, in about 3 weeks or so, it's going to be ready, right? So in the next couple of days or so, I'll be releasing the roadmap for you and say, these are the things we're working on. What do you want, right? And if you tell us right now, in the next couple of days, 3 days, 5 days, whatever, we'll implement it by the time the app goes live in 3 weeks. That's the key thing I'm focused on, because oftentimes what happens is somebody has an idea, they build something, they say, this is the way it is, but you want it in a certain way. It takes 6 months or never for that feature to come because you're not a priority. And then that application is not as useful to you as it could have been if you started, right? So that will be the goal. So if you haven't already done, I really appreciate everybody who's here so far. I look forward to seeing you in other training sessions as well. If you haven't already got it, get it. At least get the trial to say maybe, see for yourself. But watch out for other trainings we have. Watch out for our email. We're going to be sending you the bonus link where the bonuses, for example, like I said, Yash's prompting guide, and also some case studies of some campaigns. You're going to get that. And on top of that as well, more training sessions like this, right? Where you're going to go in depth and show you exactly how to use the tools that are available now and the tools that are coming in to the Talking Photos in the future. Yash, I'll give you the floor. Do you have any last comments you want to make?
Yeah, definitely, guys. It's like, like we are almost into 3 hours into this session, and never really felt like, the fastest 3 hours went by. And I really appreciate all your comments, all your feedback, all your motivating comments, and all your presence here. So I really, really, really appreciate that. One other interesting idea that I haven't discussed with Paul, but I'll share this with you is, we used to do a few years ago, like a collaborative get together, weekend get together where all the users of the application go, and you guys can chime in, because sometimes we'll be planning that as well this week, next weekend. I will let you know. So it's an intuitive get
Yeah,
together
and if
with
you guys want to be in that call, let us know. Okay, so it'll be like this,
Yeah,
right? Me, let's say it's Yash, then you'll be there, one of the other
will be,
people
if you
there,
want that,
and we're gonna
guys.
ask questions. We'll check your account. What are you working on? And give you suggestions,
Exactly.
that sort of thing.
And hands-on review on your account, hands-on review of your videos, and you can suggest anything. You can be there, you can share your experience, you can share your feedback, you can share anything you want. So but that's we used to do that. I used to love those one-to-many communications and stuff like that. All you need is nothing, just like yourself and with your creations, and we'll be good to go to a discussion, right? A healthy discussion, a get together kind of thing, with all the Talking Photo creators, kind of like that. So yeah, that's the final votings for today's session from my
Excellent.
side.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people ask this, right? Whether hand movements was one. One of the other ones was, would the head move at all? Was this other
Hand
question
move,
as
yeah,
well?
yeah.
So just want to answer that before we call it a day, because I don't want to leave any stone unturned. So the way it's going to be structured, okay, is let's say in a scenario like this, right? You could have templates. We're going to give you options, like with one where the head is moving a lot, with the one where the hand is moving in a certain way, and also with one where somebody's sad or somebody's happy and stuff. You'll pick the option, right? And then you'll write a script, or you can upload your audio or whatever, and it will mimic that. And more so than that, it will actually be able to replicate that perfectly, regardless of what photo you put in and all that. Okay. So in other words, to make it easier, because what we are doing behind the scenes, we're prompting it, right? We're writing a big essay behind the scenes where her hand is left, positioned rightly in a 55mm camera, and all that kind of stuff we're doing behind the scenes. So for you, you don't have time to do all that. Who has the time, right? So in our hand, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a bunch of templates. So you just pick on it, and then you're like, okay, I like this style, this style, this style. Boom, you click it. It's a few minutes, and you're going to be done. Okay, that's how the head movements will work. That's how the hand movements will work in a nutshell. Okay, hope that is clear. Now, yeah.
Yes, eyes do blink. Yes.
Yes, of course, and that is also a style, right? So you could have different ways of eyes blinking, right? One will be like eyes are blinking very slow and up. Another is like eyes are blinking very fast. One is frequency of eye blinking, right? Sometimes you're blinking a lot, which is kind of weird. Sometimes just enough. So yes, definitely the eye blinking as well will be based upon what you pick, what styles that you like. And then that's the easiest way, because behind the scenes, as I said, we're writing big amount of prompting and technical stuff we're doing with you guys. To learn will be very, very difficult. Okay. It'll simplify it for you. It'll be a few minutes. So I hear you. I see this feedback. That's why you're doing these live streams. That's why we're spending so much time here to improve the application to the best possible way, right? Obviously, because I don't know all the answers. I just want to know from you, who'll be using the application too, along with us, what's the best way forward, right? So that's it. Thank you so much for being here. Watch out for other training sessions. Look forward to seeing you there. Appreciate you all. Take care. Good luck. Hope to see you win some prizes by posting in our Facebook group. Okay, if you haven't already, be one of those people like these people here who are improving their odds of winning, like Reed here, Barbara here, and stuff like that. Okay, Cindy here. So be one of them. Hopefully you'll be able to win as well, right? So thank you so much. Take care. Good luck. I'll talk to you soon.